Well, good morning. Good morning. Those should be hooked up and rolling. You should be all good with those. See what happens. Gulf of America. Oh, dear Lord. It's funny because I saw the meteorologist on KTV the other night, and he said right around the Gulf of Mexico, and I'm like, oh boy, you're going to get some phone calls. People fantasizing that it's going to stay Gulf of Trump. My guess is that'll
Don't start out on a bad foot.
I'm just simply saying that'll be gone soon. Okay, we are ready to go. Good morning, Mark Butler. We have a. You don't want me to start up, but you wear that hat. Okay, nice. Galveston is really nice, though, right?
Yes, I have friends that live down there, and they gifted me with this hat, and it does draw a number of comments
I'll
as
bet
I
it does.
travel
Yes.
around the country.
I'll bet it does. Let's see. I'm going to ask you this weekend. There's a lot going on. Jimmy Fallon tomorrow night at the Rome Capitol Theater. There are still seats that you can check out. I like how Rome Capitol is doing it like Ticketmaster, and you literally can pick your seats. Look at the layout, and you can pick the seats that you got. And Kristen, I want to do that. Kristen Carney is she's actually, I believe that she went to Notre Dame right around your era, Jeff, I think.
I believe so.
But she left Notre Dame and went back to Ilion and graduated from Ilion High School. So she's an alumnus of Notre Dame and Ilion, and she is the opening act.
Central Valley.
It was Ilion at the time when she graduated.
All right.
Okay, well, she didn't graduate from Central Valley.
It's Gulf of Trump then, or
Right.
Gulf of America.
Yes,
I mean, you gotta
point.
be welcoming change.
Good point. Nonetheless, she will be the opening act. We're going to speak to her later on this morning, right around 7:30. And we may have a little surprise to offer up later this morning, and I'll explain what that is right around the free money time.
More breakfast pizza?
You never know. You never know. Willie Waffle coming up in a few. Steve Greenberg is with Sienna Research, and it's the latest. The numbers on Kathy Hochul, and it's funny. You report the news, and you get yelled at over it. I'm sure Steve Greenberg feels that. They tabulate the numbers, and it shows. And, with somebody that used to be in the assembly, and it's interesting how New York has changed. You can't promote the fact that Republicans are leaving the state in droves and then be surprised when the majority is even the Hochul. Oh, I guess this is not working, Davey. Anyway,
I've never heard it advance that majority for a while. Add seats and
right now, though,
machinations.
It is there are more independents in New York State than there are Republicans. So take it for what it's worth. I'm simply saying that Kathy Hochul's numbers are big. What was her approval rating?
54%.
54% in New York State, and
isn't that insane?
That's the word I would use.
However, if you travel to the cities and you talk to people, it's not like us. They don't see things like we see them.
Exactly right.
And that's a big
Do they not get heating bills? Do they not pay National Grid or whatever electric company?
Yeah. Well, apparently not, because wait till your bill comes this month.
In New York City, Mondani refuses to let the energy companies raise their prices. He's going to freeze them, I'm sure.
I don't know that that's
no, that's not possible.
That's something that he's going to be able to do.
I was actually going to ask you.
Oh, there's something he can't do?
Oh, okay. All right.
So with the State Public Service Commission, I think the county executive, it was in the news here, sent a letter to Governor Hochul basically urging her to take some kind of an action. But what recourse does the governor or the state legislature have to address this?
One of the things is they approve the increases.
Right.
So there are more increases coming. So maybe you put those increases on a pause, just based on the difficult. I mean, if you're an elderly person or anyone who's living on a budget, and all of a sudden your bill goes from $400 to $800-900.
Yeah,
Now
that's
you look at the insurance rates that you're currently paying; those rates are going up, and the cost of food is up. So you think of all of these increases. If you're on a budget, your
budget's gone.
you're upside down.
Yeah, for sure.
So now you're picking things. What do I, what can I keep? What should I get rid of? Anyway, that's what Pacenti was talking about yesterday. Willie Waffle later on this morning, and we'll get into some of that with Steve Greenberg. Willie Waffle coming up. Steve Smith is with the Poland Joint Fire District. And, Davey, they have a big vote that's coming up, right? That is the word.
On the 10th.
And actually...
to dissolve the fire department or not on the 10th on Tuesday.
What are you seeing happening? Now, you're obviously the mayor of Newport. And what do you see? What are you seeing?
It's you drive through Poland, and there are signs on both sides of the issue. Dissolve the fire commission. Keep it. I guess the big question: what happens when if they do dissolve it? What happens to the fire department? Yeah.
Now, are those signs along the West American Creek?
I think that's a great idea.
I mean, I'm putting it in your cap here. So
well, that's a new campaign slogan.
Maybe there's a new hat for your next campaign. There is all of this abrasiveness with Canada. Maybe there's an answer here. Anyway, what is this going to leave for the residents of Poland?
Well, and it's not just in the village of Poland. It's all throughout the town. They go up to
a large district.
Noblesboro in the county.
Yeah.
It's a big district.
It is a very big district. So we'll speak with him coming up later on this morning. Scott in Kirkville does a preview of the weekend. Also this weekend is our big tailgate party, which was it was a conference championship tailgate party, and then the snowstorm hit, and it was pretty nasty during that 4 or 5 hours that the event would have happened.
Yeah.
But it kind of drew out through the day, and what did we get, a foot?
Well,
at the end of it.
It wasn't the blockbuster storm they were predicting.
At least for us, yeah.
But when you got to
think about people's
ahead
safety
of time. Yeah.
So I think it's actually even better. It's been moved now to Super Bowl Sunday, or we can't say Super Bowl, can we? However, I know.
Well, it is Super Bowl Sunday.
I don't know. I think that's trademarked. Oh boy! So we'll call it. Rocky will be serving a cup of Super Bowl of soup.
Yeah.
A cup.
I like it.
Of soup or bowl of soup. A cup of Super Bowl soup party. It's going on.
Why do you keep saying Super Bowl if it's copyrighted? I don't want you to get sued, Bill.
Soup or bowl. Cup of soup or bowl of soup.
Smitty, do you remember?
They're trying to make it legal, but
there was a
didn't.
fundraiser in Rome where they were pulling on this idea.
That idea was, I first heard it from Piggy Pat.
Piggy Pat, yeah.
Pat. A long time ago, he ran that promotion. Probably 15, almost 20 years ago. He ran a huge soup or bowl, cup of soup or bowl party. And, yeah.
You know, Piggy Pat and I go to our therapy in the morning at the same time in Herkimer, and it's like a stage act. I mean,
I'm sure he's the funniest guy. Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
Great man. Joe Benson from the Comets is on later on this morning. We'll speak with Jimmy Faila this morning. Davey, have you approved that? Are we good to go? Jimmy Faila, I'm saying somewhere around 8:45.
You got approval from me, Bill.
Okay, we're going to speak with Jimmy, and of course,
I don't know if he'll approve of it.
Well, he has, yeah. Of course, he'll be in town tomorrow night at the Rome Capitol Theater, and there's still some really good seats that you could pick up by going to RomeCapital.com. I
was talking to somebody yesterday. I got a text that says, Jimmy just talked about you. Why does he do that? Can you tell us a little about that? I'm not going to say. I just told him off there that on the text that I hit it off with him when he was here and then became good friends. He said, well, I would like to meet him. And then I said, okay, get off your keister and go buy some tickets for the show for Saturday night. You will be able to meet him.
There you go. There you have it. You're absolutely right, Davey. I wanted to ask Mark Butler, former assemblyman, now mayor of Rome, mayor of Newport.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I just gave you a larger territory.
Yes, thank you for that.
One of the largest territories in the state, city of Rome. Okay.
My assembly district was the largest in the state.
It was huge.
5 counties.
Kathy Hochul, Governor Hochul, is expected to sign a bill and 6 months to live. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Bill, you know I'm an adoptive parent and I'm strongly pro-life, but my daughter is a CNA and she works in a nursing home, and she's watched some of these elderly people as they pass, and it's just sad.
Well,
sad.
you know,
and if you're
Yeah.
conscious and willing and you sign that yourself, I would support it.
You know, the thing that you have to consider here, and I know there are those who will be absolutely against it because it's God's will.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's not. Because we're doing all of these things with today's medical technology, all of these
Exactly.
things to keep these people alive that 100 years ago or 1,000 years ago, they would just die on their own. But instead, we keep them going, and there's zero quality of life. And if they choose to say, I don't want to do this anymore, shouldn't they have the right to do it without someone being arrested for it, for assisting?
When my father-in-law was passing, he was in the nursing home and he was private pay, so they were making a big profit, and we suspect that they just pumped him full of drugs to keep him going.
Yeah.
To be profitable.
Well, and think about that. I mean,
Yeah.
it does have there's certainly the possibility to do that.
Yeah,
Which is pretty
exactly.
scary.
Yeah, it is scary.
Other issue I wanted to hit on is, and I think I've got a comment on that mic right now on that one. Here it is. Unfortunately, Mike says, for many people near the end of life, they are really no longer living. They're just existing. I sometimes think that we treat dogs better than we treat people when it comes to end of life.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, we don't want the dog to suffer. Grandpa.
Hang on.
Hang on, though.
Hang
on.
You gotta at least be around for the Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
Soup or bowl party. I
Good
mean.
point. Thank you. Okay. And then yesterday, Ty Cobb. Is Ty Cobb the attorney, like the grandson of Ty Cobb, the really nice person who was a baseball,
he was
a baseball player?
a gentle soul.
Oh, gentle, good man.
Yeah.
Good man. Loved,
He used to sharpen his spikes before the games.
loved everyone. Ty Cobb. Is Ty Cobb the attorney, the grandson of Ty Cobb, the baseball player?
Well, according to AI Overview,
Okay.
yes, he is.
All
A
right.
distant relative of the famous baseball player, sharing the same name and reportedly being a distant descendant, though the exact familial connection is not precisely detailed in public records.
All right. So,
Both men hailed from Georgia. The lawyer is known for his white-collar crime, work in white-collar crime and politics.
well, and he was President Trump's attorney. He is out now talking about how he said, I worked with President Trump. I consulted President Trump as we fought his case, and I am here to tell you that the President Trump that is in office right now is not even close to the man that I worked with. And he says, this is him, that it's to the point now where it's dangerous. We're losing allies that we had for over 100 years. We're getting into military excursions throughout the world. He's saying it is out of control. And the other fear is during the first administration, there were people in the administration that would step up and say, no, that doesn't exist in this administration. Do you have any comments? And now that's Ty Cobb speaking, not me. I just want to say that. Do you want to comment? Just yell out Gulf of America.
This is America. If he wants to express his opinion, and I think Trump can be abrasive, but I
You
like
don't
some
think
of
he's
his
losing it.
policies.
You don't think he's losing it.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
All right. You also do not watch the news very intently.
I make a point of not watching.
Smart.
It's
That's
a half
smart.
hour of Trump bashing.
Well, it depends on where you turn. I mean, depends on where you go. Also, another former friend of Donald Trump, ex-WWE star Jesse Ventura,
Oh, gosh.
is coming back. He says he wants to run again. The former Minnesota governor is hinting at a return to politics. Says he wants to run for an office that will allow him to be a thorn in the side of President Donald Trump. the former WWE star, also known as the
body.
The Body. Yeah. Doesn't have the same body that he used to have.
Listen up, Monsoon. He was hilarious. I, as a child, enjoyed his WWE commentary.
And then some of his actions as governor, I mean, were very unorthodox. We had no idea what unorthodox was. We thought he was unorthodox. Turns out, not so much. Anyway, he said the administration's immigration crackdown in his home state of Minnesota over the last several weeks is his reason. Last week, he suggested on a podcast that Minnesota leave the United States and instead become a part of Canada.
Well, maybe we could do a swap.
Might happen.
Saskatchewan or the other provinces there.
Do we need Jesse Ventura to run for office?
I think he would be I think you would find him to be a bigger disaster than Trump. You know, he had a television show.
Disaster?
Well, again, perspective.
We just try to call strikes and balls.
It was on. It used to be on True Channel. It was called.
That's better. That's really good.
It's a decent one, right? Yeah, I was working on this for a while. Smitty might remember. But it was conspiracy theory, and he went into all kinds of stuff.
Way deep.
He's way in the rabbit holes on many, many topics.
It was so deep they used a formal term. He was in the hair hole.
Yeah.
It was not some really out there stuff. And so
I'm off the grid.
He's talking about.
You can find me in the Baja. I'm off the grid.
He is talking about coming back, so we'll see where all of that goes. This weekend, it is going to be very, very cold. So deal with it. I mean, listen, we've had 16 days of below zero at night. At least at some point during the day, we've had 16 days that it's reached below zero. Now that is abnormal for our area, even for our area, and certainly has been abnormal in the last 20 years. So we're going to have a couple more of those days, and maybe even next week as well. But it should not stop you from coming out to see Jimmy Fallon tomorrow night, going and doing whatever you're going to do on a Saturday, or coming to the Tailgate party, which the time is a little different.
Yes.
It is 11:30 a.m. till 3:30.
Because Rock has another job he has to do, so we had to get him early.
Catering, and in order to make this whole thing work, it's 11:30 to 3:30, which I like, because if you have another Super Bowl, soup or bowl,
right,
of if you have another event to go to, you can still go to it. In this, I am saying over 40 or 50 items that you can actually bid on.
Oh yeah, we've got some great items.
5 Buffalo Bills tickets, and they are under you're under kind of the roof, if you will, even though it's not a dome stadium. And then a pair of Giants tickets. Manaski's already betting that the Giants make the playoffs next year.
Wow.
I'm going to be extremely disappointed if they don't, and more so than I've been disappointed for the last decade, because I kind of expected it.
You feel they have a chance right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not.
What has changed?
Well, the coach. Plus,
you got a running back, you've got a quarterback, you've got. It seems like you got things moving.
The Giants didn't start Jackson Dart at the beginning of the season, but he did work his way into the starting role, and over that time, they lost their number 1 wide receiver, Malik Neighbors, who was only in his second year in the league with a ACL or an MCL. So he was out for the whole season. And then the Scadaboo, the running back that they got, who really pumps everybody up with energy, dislocated his ankle. So there are 3 core young players they didn't even have all together this year. They're all going to be healthy next year, allegedly. And they got a new coach. So,
okay,
and then quickly for you, how do you feel about the moves the Buffalo Bills have made?
I believe they were a little premature. I liked the coach they had.
So firing of McDermott, you think was premature?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I think it was on a whim.
Well,
right?
In the emotion of the moment after that.
What do you expect? I got to tell you, for Terry Pagula, what do you expect Josh Allen to be doing after that game? He's basically blaming himself. One more play wins the game, and he's got his head in his hands. And Terry Pagula is like, I couldn't see it anymore. I decided at that moment I am firing the coach. I just don't know that seemed to be an emotional move on his part.
Well,
And,
as always, we were hopeful, but the Bills really got hammered with injuries this year. That draft pick that was supposed to be a great wide receiver, he never materialized.
we'll see about this year. There's a lot of focus on him to perform this year. But hold tight. We'll get
think he'll be with the Bills next year?
Yes. I do. Stand by. We'll come right back with Willie Waffle.
Attention investors, this affects you. Silver prices are exploding, with silver exceeding $100 a troy ounce for the first time. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000 to get our free gold and silver investment guide. Plus, you'll also receive a free copy of economist Ken Rogoff's book, Our Dollar, Your Problem, when you call now. Here's why it matters. Silver is a high liquidity, tangible, and affordable precious metal investment that serves as an industrial commodity and a store of value. It often outperforms gold during economic upturns. If you have an IRA or 401k, you can act now. Roll over a portion into a tax-advantaged gold and silver IRA backed by physical metals you actually own. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000 and find out how you can get a tax and penalty-free rollover for a portion of your retirement funds for 2026. Results vary. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Hurt in a car? Call William Mattar. 315-444-4444.
There's no championship league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation. One-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo. The Capitol Theater in Rome will be buzzing this Saturday night. Jimmy Faila brings his all-new Everybody Calm Down show to the Rome Capitol Theater this Saturday at 7 p.m. Great seats still available for purchase at romecapital.com.
Hey, it's your radio buddy Jimmy Faila, and I am coming. This is not a drill, folks. It's the real thing.
A portion of the proceeds benefit Real Men Get Tested for Cancer. Jimmy Faila. Saturday night, 7 p.m. at the Rome Capitol Theater. Purchase tickets at the box office or at romecapital.com.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Service. Family owned and operated since 1980, Tallman's is proud to provide trusted, professional auto care to our community. From brake repairs and New York State inspections to check engine light diagnostic to four-wheel alignments, Tallman's Tire and Auto Service accept all aftermarket warranties, and they specialize in fleet vehicles, accepting all fleet maintenance programs. When your vehicle needs attention, you can count on them to get you back on the road quickly and safely. Save time and money. Schedule your appointment today at tallmanstire.com.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
I got to tell you, there are some things that are going on. Like, everything moves so quickly. Like Mike this morning says, it feels like it's been 6 years since Pagula did a press conference. Let's hope it's 6 more years till the next one, right? I mean, that press conference was awful.
It was.
And then, doesn't it feel like, and I forgot who said this yesterday, doesn't it feel like the whole Greenland, we're going to take over Greenland controversy and all of that, doesn't that seem like that was like 8 months ago or something? Like last year? Because it's all gone. We have moved on twice past a couple of news cycles. It's just how quickly...
Trump put out a suggestion and everybody went crazy. Come on.
Right. That's exactly how it went down. Here's Willie Waffle. Willie, good morning.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can't keep up with everything changing every single day like this.
It's too fast. I mean, you have no chance to be able to consume, because every story seems to be epic, right? Everyone is enormous.
Yeah, every story is epic. Everyone is going to shake democracy. Everyone is going. I mean, like guys, let's have a little bit of let's take a breath.
Yeah, I agree. And it's going to be interesting. I know we're talking about the things that are going to happen this week in streaming and movies and entertainment and all that stuff. But the upcoming Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton testimony on Capitol Hill is going to be That's going to be must-see TV. I think that no matter where you are on the spectrum, political spectrum, you're going to want to watch that.
Oh God, it's going to be the show of shows, and I'll be honest with you. I have no dog in the fight, as they say. I would not do a public showdown with Bill Clinton. I just think, dude, you can say what you want about Bill Clinton. That dude is one of the greatest politicians who has ever walked the planet. And if you get into a public showdown with him, you better have your stuff together, because he may just make you look bad.
Well, here's the problem. You have Trump now out of nowhere saying, I really like Bill Clinton. I like him a lot. He's, what does Bill Clinton know? That is the question. And when Hillary, who made a statement yesterday, the day before, saying, you want a public hearing? You want it? We're going to give it to you. And it'll be live on TV for everyone to see. We can't wait. We'll be there. So this is going to be, this is the type of stuff that should be going on, that I don't feel that competition exists in the Super Bowl. Like, I don't feel that excitement for the Super Bowl this weekend. Maybe the Bills aren't in it. I feel that way for that reason. But, they need Hillary to teach them how to hype a little bit. Come on, folks.
So do we have a set date yet?
Not
do we
yet.
know exactly what date's going to happen?
Not yet, but it's coming, and probably soon. So we'll see. That'll be. I kind of, and think about it. That's Clinton being involved in another huge moment. Remember the day that the USA Today printed the entire. What was it? The impeachment. The entire thing was printed in USA Today. Yes. Everybody got it. Everybody got to read about the cigar and all of the things that happened under the desk in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, here we go again.
And so many people just wrote it off.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. That was the beginning of all of that, I think, back then. Yes.
Yeah, if it had been Trump, they wouldn't have written it off.
They impeached him. They attempted to impeach him. Just like Trump. So I wouldn't say it's that much different, to be honest. At that time, they were going after him pretty hard, I would say, for an affair. But it was all over. Everybody was on it. And I think this one is going to be pretty epic as well. We'll see where it all goes. Some movies this weekend. Solo Mio. What is that? In theaters. Kevin James.
That's right. Yeah, like you said, this weekend is the Super Bowl. The Olympics are on TV. It's like Hollywood has just said, we give up. We're just not going to bring anything out big,
Yeah.
So good luck. And this is a great example. Solo Mio, not a horrible movie. It is Kevin James. The softer side of Kevin James, the more romantic side of Kevin James, instead of the big slapstick, silly stuff that he usually does. And he plays a guy who has met the woman of his dreams, and they're going to have this destination wedding in Italy, and then they're just going to go right into the honeymoon over there. Except she leaves him at the altar, and now he's stranded in Italy, and he decides, well, I might as well go along with the rest of the trip because I can't get my money back, and maybe, just maybe, he's going to find a way to heal his broken heart while he's in the countryside of Italy.
Wow. Yeah, that could be really exciting. You want to add to that?
No.
You're really sold on this. You're so excited.
Yeah, I am. What do you give Solo Mio?
It's actually not a bad movie. It really is a chance for Kevin James, I think, to show a little bit of it. Like I said, a softer side. It reminds me of years ago when John Candy, who's always known as a very, very funny comedian, did a movie called Only the Lonely, where, he's like, I can be a romantic leading man too, and really shocked people with how good he was. And I think that's what's going to happen here with Kevin James. People are going to be like, hey, he's not too bad. He has some emotion. He has some ability to make us feel for him and want to root for him. And there's a lot of silly stuff in here, and there's a lot of predictable comedy in here. But you know what? It's entertaining.
Yeah,
it's heartwarming. It's a feel-good movie. I'll go 3 waffles.
Wow. Okay. So not that bad at all.
I just have trouble picturing Kevin James as a romantic leading man.
Yeah. Well, he was left to the altar, so.
Yeah, I'll wait for it to come on TV. I'm not going to go to the...
I'm rooting for Kevin James to be a romantic leading man because most of us look more like Kevin James than we do, George Clooney. Okay?
At the end of the day, sadly. And Dracula in theaters. This looks like it could be interesting. Oh, no.
No, I mean, why do we have a horror movie every stinking week?
I know.
Like every week there's some horror movie. I feel like the glut is out there, and this is one that really kind of it's weird. I don't know how else to put it. So this is supposed to be the story of how Vlad the Impaler becomes Dracula and spends his years, pining away for the wife that died on him in the 15th century. And he finally finds a woman who he thinks is the reincarnation of the woman he loves. And it's just, why are we making a Twilight movie?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Right.
I don't get it. And, it's very melodramatic. It's very over the top in every respect, from costumes to dialogue to the plot twist. I mean, you're just rolling your eyes the entire time because it's just so cheesy and silly and campy. I'm at like one waffle.
Wow.
It's just so cartoonish.
Okay.
I'm having trouble picturing Dracula as a romantic leading man. I don't know. This is crazy stuff.
Just have a problem about romance and leading
I know.
man.
I guess I'm not a romantic guy.
I noticed there's something absent, and I'm wondering. And feel free. That's perfectly fine. But is it purposely absent from your list? The Melania movie.
The Melania movie, I just didn't get a chance to see it.
Yeah.
Now, opened up last week. Actually did very well financially.
The numbers,
for a documentary. Yeah.
Well, now, of course, you have the other side saying those numbers aren't real. They fake the numbers. I don't know how you fake those numbers.
Oh my goodness!
Oftentimes there are sometimes movies where there are groups that will buy group tickets to pump up sales, and this happens a lot on both sides. Okay. So the allegation is that that parties of interest have purchased blocks of tickets to Melania, but are just buying them to make sure the movie looks like it did well financially. That's the allegation.
The overall review of the movie, the reviews that I've seen have been a little rough, but you don't know.
I'm not surprised by that.
Is that political? Right.
Exactly. I've been in the movie critic business for a long time, and I can tell you, movie critics are some of the most liberal people you will ever meet in your entire life.
Right.
I was not shocked that they were trouncing the Melania movie. I could have predicted it.
I would like to say just this. At some point, I feel like you'll see it, and please let us know what you think once you see. I'd love to know your opinion.
Yeah,
I think your opinion will be fair.
I'm curious to see it when it hits Amazon. I assume
it'll be there soon.
Amazon pretty quickly.
Soon, that's what I heard.
Which would make sense. I mean, they're the ones who produced it and put it out, and I would think that they're going to get it there. Probably. Yeah. I think they go for like a 45-day window. So
we're mailing tickets
30 days
with the tariff checks.
That's right.
Everybody gets to go.
You not only do you go to the movie, you get to go with a $2,000 check. So a lot of
large popcorn.
A lot of popcorn
on Uncle Donald.
Okay, and then finally, my wife was all excited about this, and we watched it the other night. The Muppet Show is back, and what she was most amazed by is everything is the same. The set is completely identical to the original set.
Yeah, they're trying to really revive the old traditional Muppet Show. This is the 50th anniversary of the original show. Yeah, they brought back the opening. They brought back the whole theme. Kermit's the producer trying to produce a variety show under extreme conditions and all the madness and craziness backstage. It's really funny. They're hoping that this will be a pilot for relaunching the Muppet Show. And, hey, if we're going to talk about romantic leading men, isn't Kermit one of the greatest?
I think you're...
I had a good time.
3 waffles. All right, good
I'm
stuff.
with him.
Willie, we'll do it again next week. Have a great Super Bowl weekend. Thank you.
All right, see you soon.
WIBX Utica Road, W295
From the WB Paid Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
Another plea to the kidnapper. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly.
And one of the deadlines in those reported ransom notes is passed. It's day 6 of the search for Nancy Guthrie, kidnapped over the weekend from her Tucson, Arizona home. Fox's Alicia Cunha is outside it.
Authorities in that news conference yesterday did not indicate that they are any closer to finding Nancy Guthrie. The FBI said that they are taking the ransom note sent to TMZ and local TV stations in Tucson seriously, that it came with 2 deadlines, one that passed yesterday at 5 p.m. and then a final one this Monday. The FBI says the note does not give them or the family a way to communicate with whoever sent it either. But it did reference the location of Nancy's Apple Watch and a damaged light.
The U.S. and Iran are holding talks today, indirectly brokered in Oman by the foreign minister of that country, with American Navy ships in the region following President Trump's threats to attack again during Iran's deadly crackdown on protests. Fox's Doug Luzader reports.
Now, Iran sees these talks as limited to the country's nuclear program that was already hit during last year's U.S. military strikes known as Midnight Hammer. The U.S., though, led by Mideast envoy Steve Witkoff, is pressing for more, going after Iran's missile program and its extensive network of proxy groups throughout the Middle East. And just yesterday, Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps seized 2 oil tankers in the Persian Gulf.
The U.S. military blew up another alleged drug boat.
U.S. Southern Command says the boat was engaged in narco-trafficking operations as it transited the Eastern Pacific. A video posted on social media shows the vessel moving through the water before exploding in flames. We're told 2 people died. That means 128 suspected drug traffickers have been killed since early September.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
Progressive Commercial knows truckers can expect the unexpected when driving, but a little heads up like this would still be nice.
Hey there, big rig. I'm driving the hatchback ahead of you. Heads up, at the next light, I'm going to stop right in the middle of both lanes, and you won't know if I'm taking a right or going straight. You know what? Me neither. Over.
Be ready for the unexpected and save on the protection you need with personalized discounts. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to terms and limits. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
A Shiite mosque was bombed near Pakistan's capital during Friday prayers. At least 31 people killed, more than 100 others wounded. A Russian lieutenant general is hospitalized in Moscow after being shot several times. That shooting comes after several top Russian military leaders have been assassinated in attacks that Russia blames on Ukraine. The U.S. and Russia have reopened a line of military communication as a nuclear arms treaty expires.
For the first time in decades, there is no agreement capping the number of strategic nuclear weapons in American and Russian arsenals following the expiration this week of the New START treaty.
The president wants to have our nuclear experts work on a new, improved, and modernized treaty that can last long into the future, and that's what the United States will continue to discuss with the Russians.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt did not put a timeline on those talks or say if the previous treaty will be adhered to during negotiations. President Trump says he'd also like to see a non-proliferation agreement include China, warning that country is rapidly expanding its nuclear arsenal. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, rising stock futures suggest a rebound may be coming from yesterday's sell-off. Days before the Super Bowl, Seattle versus New England, the Patriots quarterback lost the race for MVP.
Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford was named the NFL's most valuable player for the first time, edging out Drake May of the Patriots. Stafford led the Rams to the NFC Championship game while leading the NFL in passing yards and touchdowns through the air. At the end of his acceptance speech, Stafford announced that he'll return next season.
So I'll see you guys next year. Hopefully I'm not at this event, and we're getting ready for another game in SoFi. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Sound courtesy of NBC as Cleveland Browns pass rusher Myles Garrett took home his second Defensive Player of the Year award after setting the NFL's single-season sack record. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
And the Winter Olympics opening ceremonies tonight in Italy. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Well, Bill, we have an extreme cold warning in effect until Sunday afternoon at 1. Right now, cloudy skies and 6 degrees at 7:05. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. Anyone planning to head outdoors the next couple of days is definitely going to want to bundle up and wear layers. The National Weather Service issuing an extreme cold watch that is in place from tonight through early Sunday afternoon. Wind chills could reach 25 below zero, which can trigger frostbite on exposed skin in as little as 30 minutes. If you are outside, dress in layers, wear a hat, face mask, and gloves. The latest weather alerts available at weather.gov. Mohawk Valley Community College announcing it will phase out its airframe and power plant program this year. The program started 2 decades ago, training workers for aviation maintenance jobs at Griffiths International Airport. However, President Dr. Randy Van Wagener says that the college created the A&P program to support local aviation maintenance and the industry that is no longer present in Oneida County. Meanwhile, County Executive Anthony Pacenti calling on Governor Kathy Hochul to take immediate steps to address what he describes as skyrocketing utility costs, putting local families, seniors, and small businesses under serious financial strain. The county executive said the surge in costs is forcing families to choose between paying their basic needs like food and medicine and covering utility bills. Among the things he's urging the governor to do is deploy $1.6 billion in NYSERDA system benefit charges to help middle-income families and seniors and raise income eligibility for emergency HEAP assistance. A gondola at Gore Mountain is back up and running again after skiers experienced a mechanical issue yesterday. The Northwoods gondola stopped running at the North Creek Resort on Wednesday. It wound up stranding dozens of people. Officials say a tower wheel assembly moved out of alignment with the triggering system and the automatic safety stop. Everyone who got stuck was removed safely by staff and ski patrol. And a brand new board is in place at the Central New York SPCA in DeWitt after a protest by staff. Previous board members stepped down after employees accused them of allowing animals at the shelter to be abused. The new board says it understands how significant of a responsibility it is, and it will work with staff, volunteers, and partners to ensure the SPCA serves the area for years to come. The state AG's office will looked into the shelter in recent years, but the investigation wound up being closed. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time 7:08. Your Weather Center forecast is brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
Extreme cold warning, 4 a.m. Saturday through 1 p.m. Sunday. Increasing clouds today, chance of snow late this afternoon and tonight. 2 to 4 inches expected, upper 20s, low near 2. Dangerously cold this weekend with single-digit highs and wind chills as low as 25 to 30 below. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, cloudy skies and 6 degrees at 7:09. Of course, the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday. Drake May and the Patriots square off against Sam Darnold's Seattle Seahawks from Santa Clara. The Pats appearing in their 12th Super Bowl in franchise history, which is 4 more than any other team. The 2026 Winter Olympics officially kick off with the opening ceremony today at the Milano Cortina Games. Some events already began this week, including the U.S. women's hockey team, which crushed the Czechs 5-1 in their first preliminary round game yesterday.
I could not get that. That was on Peacock. I could not get it to play. Every time you go to it, it went black. And I reset, I restarted everything. I mean, these apps are really nice to be able to grab. You could watch any event that's going on. And I wanted to see that game. Turns out it wasn't an exciting game after all.
Team USA, the women, will be back on the ice to face Finland tomorrow. The team figure stick skating event gets going today. And again, the opening ceremony begins at 2 this afternoon. New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees and Arizona Cardinals wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald headlining the 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame class. Joining them will be kicker Adam Vinatieri, running back Roger Craig, and linebacker Luke Kuechly. The newest members will be enshrined in Canton, Ohio on August 8th. Quickly, the Knicks visit the Pistons coming up tonight. Knicks were also involved in a trade yesterday ahead of the deadline. They acquired Jose Alvarado from the Pelicans in exchange for Dalen Terry and 2 second-round picks. The Nets continue to struggle. They lost to the Magic 118-98. Local hockey, the Utica Pioneers will take on Elmira College this weekend. They're in Elmira tonight and then back here in Utica tomorrow. But a reminder, it's for season ticket holders. You have to call the Adirondack Bank box office to redeem. There is no general admission to tomorrow's game, which is being held at the...
So it's for only season ticket holders tomorrow.
And you have to call, though, to coordinate
where you're going to sit.
Why can't I? The Nexus Center is where that game's being played. Yeah. And the Utica Comets are home for 2 this weekend. I'm sorry. They'll play tonight against Bridgeport, tomorrow against Rochester.
Have you been watching any of this Savannah Guthrie thing?
I haven't been updated.
They had a press conference yesterday. The sheriff
OJ
is
trial. They have wall-to-wall coverage places now.
Wall-to-wall. Even Fox News was going continuous coverage.
Yeah,
on
no
it.
commercials yesterday.
They had the sheriff is just, I don't know. Maybe he's getting better. I can only imagine what Steve Houck must think because he teaches communication skills to police departments around the country, and oh boy, it's a little bit. I mean, there are times in the beginning he was just crying, which is, listen, this is very emotional.
I get it, but somebody's got to lead, right?
Somebody's got to lead.
Can't be affected by this.
Do you want to comment on that, Gulf of America over there?
I'm just listening.
Yeah, it does. Now we're hearing. Now we're hearing that if you have a Ring camera, that's really not going to probably protect you, and you're going to need a subscription. So if you don't have a subscription, if you're just using a Ring camera, it's not saving any of the videos. So that becomes difficult. And then they have these things where they can kill your Wi-Fi. So unless you have an alarm system with a backup, chances are they could just shut it right off and come right in your house. So that's pretty scary. Now they're saying the garage door opened, and once the door closed, that's when everything began. So somebody must have gotten in that house and took her out. There was a deadline of 5 p.m. yesterday to pay a ransom to using Bitcoin. And then I believe the second deadline, they've added another deadline, is 5 p.m. on Monday. So chances are, I don't know.
But she's, 84, and she was on
84,
various
she's on
medications.
She has a
pacemaker,
and that disconnected. There's certain medications they feel that she's not going to be able to survive without the medicines.
Yeah.
Now, is the abductor, did they go out and get the medicines that she needs? Is she even alive right now? And, of course, the sheriff said, well, of course she is. We have to think of it that way. And, and I do appreciate that.
Yep.
But this is bad.
But how would somebody, if it was just a random thing, where would they know where you could shut off all the Ring and the pacemaker and open the garage?
Listening to Kim Commando, there's a device that you can get that'll shut off. You just click a button and it'll shut off Wi-Fi. So now if you have a Ring camera and it's only Ring that runs solely on Wi-Fi, that would shut that camera down. I don't know. And it looks like I would think, though, that you're out there on your own in the middle of nowhere, that she would have had some sort of a better security system. But it is what it is.
Yeah, and you talk about the subscription. I look, hindsight's 20/20, but I'm sure Savannah Guthrie never thought, hey, we have to have this subscription because when mom gets abducted,
right,
we're going to have to use it for evidence.
An area where people leave their doors open, they don't lock up their cars, and
I know nobody ever plans on that stuff. I do have some comments here if you're interested. One of them actually has already taken a shot at you.
Oh, it's about Mark Butler.
Well, first of all, Fred and Clinton, Mayor, you talked about this to start the show. You talked about a number of people leaving New York State as a possible reason as to why Governor Kathy Hochul's approval ratings are so high. A number of Republicans.
That was my comment, saying that people shouldn't be surprised. We keep hearing how New Yorkers from upstate are moving to Florida and North Carolina.
This is my favorite way to be addressed, by the way. Good morning, Bill and staff. I've messaged you in the past, I'm just kidding, regarding Republicans in New York State. 1/3 of the coalition that elected Republicans like Rudy Giuliani and George Pataki have either died or left New York. That was in 2022 when Lee Zeldin ran for governor. I'm sure it's even more now.
I agree, and I do think that, well, it's going to be interesting to talk to Steve Greenberg coming up in a second from Siena Research about this very issue.
Sue says, Mark Butler thinks Trump is the greatest as he doesn't watch the news, thus he must not hear him speaking every day. The news doesn't bash him, Trump bashes himself. I dare him to listen to Trump every day and still have his wonder boy as president. Of course, we all wonder how he continues to be allowed to be president. You can't have a clear opinion of him when you have your head in the sand. Mark is kind of like Trump, who won't listen to anyone that says anything against his ideas, including his handlers.
Wow. Was that now, Sue? That isn't my wife that called that in. Was it Sue?
It's Sue, your wife. Yeah,
I hope it isn't.
Another personal attack.
She's going after you hard.
I know.
And then John in Deerfield on an unrelated topic. He says, if I understand medical aid in dying, a doctor prescribes a medication that the individual chooses when to take, and then that medicine ends life. My issue is that that is a drug that kills. So what stops the person from slipping somebody else that drug to kill them? There should not be an item you pick up at a CVS pharmacy and then take at your leisure.
I don't think it is. That's what this is. I think you have to consult with your doctor. But listen, then we shouldn't have knives to cut our meat anymore because somebody could use the knife to kill somebody.
Exactly.
Right.
I don't know though. It's like you can't just pick up arsenic at the store and.
But this is what the entire thing is about. It's what the entire controversy has been about. And it's religion that gets in the way. The question is, if you're suffering and you put in maybe you write it into your what do they call it? Your
will?
What do you mean? Not your will, but you have a life plan, whatever that is called. If you write that in, like a do not resuscitate, I mean, if you decide this is what you want, if it gets so bad, it won't be an easy decision for family members to make. But worrying that we're going to be slipping it to people and killing people, I think is a little out there.
It's my understanding, and I could be wrong. So you have to be conscious and aware
in order to
sign off.
You have to be of sound mind.
It's your individual decision. I mean, look at some of these people with Lou Gehrig's disease. Mm-hmm. Their brain is working fine, and their body is just disintegrating on them. Who'd want to go through that?
Well, and the sad part is some people do honor the person's wish.
Mm-hmm.
And then the problem there is they become caught up in a murder trial or a manslaughter, whatever they would call that, and they find themselves possibly going to jail and going through, and that would eliminate all of that. So, listen, I know this is something that's been considered. I have a family member who has always said, I don't know which country, it's not Switzerland or maybe, I don't even know where. It's a European country, and she's like, if I get bad, I'm going to get a plane ticket. I'm going there, and I'm doing assisted suicide. I will not be a burden and hate the last 10 years of my life or 5 years or whatever it might be. I mean, should people be able to do that if they choose? That's what. And by the way, in New York, looks like you're going to be able to because I think she's signing the bill. Quick break. We'll speak with all of this with Steve Greenberg, Siena Research Institute, and Hochul with their best ever favorability ratings. What does it all mean? And we'll speak with Steve coming right up at WIBX.
Are you having a hard time making it through a day of work without foot pain or discomfort with things that used to be simple like walking the dog? You may be thinking there's no way that something as simple as the Good Feet store can help you, like Bill.
My feet would just ache, my back would hurt, my ankles, everything just hurt. And I'd seen the commercial several times before I finally said, I'm going to do this. And I'll be darned if it didn't work. I feel a million times better than I ever did.
Another satisfied customer of the Good Feet store is Wendy.
Since wearing my arch supports from the Good Feet store, my back pain is gone and my feet don't hurt as much. And as I look into the future without pain, I see myself being even more adventurous, joyful, and full of possibility.
Come to the Good Feet store today for your free fitting and test walk. We're in your neighborhood. Find the location nearest you and book your appointment at goodfeet.com. Good Feet Arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Discover your options at the Good Feet store.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar, 315-444-4444.
Which room is next for you? The bedroom? Your kitchen? The living room? Hi, this is Kira Meelan from Meelan's Carpet One. What's holding back that next home project? Is it budget? We have flooring choices for any budget and financing options available. Maybe it's inspiration. If so, come and talk to our experienced design team. We're here to help you get unstuck. Maybe you're putting off redoing a room because you're worried about spills and accidents. Whether it's a pet in training or a growing family, we have flooring solutions that can withstand anything life has to throw at it. We have incredibly durable tile options and 100% water-resistant carpeting that's both beautiful and practical. We have options that inspire, designers who will help bring it all together, and always a beautiful installation. To get the perfect flooring, start with the right flooring store. Visit Meelan's Carpet One on Commercial Drive East in Yorkville.
The President's Day sale is on at Mattress Express. Save up to $1,350 on New York State's largest selection from New York State's largest specialty bedding retailer. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
It's the best tailgate party of the season this Sunday at Waterfront Grill Herkimer. A full tailgate buffet, drinks, multiple TVs, plus Giants tickets, Buffalo Bills tickets to give away. $30 tickets benefit the Great American Heart Run and Walk, Little Falls Hospital, Herkimer County Humane Society, and real men get tested for cancer. The best pre-Super Bowl tailgate party of the season this Sunday, 11:30 till 3:30, Waterfront Grill Herkimer from WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning, and portions of the program today brought to you by New York Sash. Upstate New York winters are not a joke, and boy, we're going to feel it this weekend. Snow and ice and cold temperatures. Think about New York Sash installed windows. They've been doing it for over 36 years. In our home, we have New York Sash windows, and it does make a difference when it gets really, really cold. Every job is done one opening at a time, so they can do all of this in the wintertime, and it is not going to cause problems in your home. Don't wait till spring. Call New York Sash today. Visit 349 Oriskany Boulevard, Whitesboro, or online at newyorksash.com is the, and I always use the, you could take your shirt off, put your bare back up against that window when it's like 10 below zero, and you're going to feel like it's the temperature on the inside. If you go to the outside, it'll be cold. Keeps the cold out, the warmth in. What a visual you're giving to your neighbors when you do that test.
Yeah. Are we heading to some kind of commercial here? Is that what's going on?
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, I just have to announce Rocky has said he will boost the temperature at the restaurant Sunday by 2 degrees, no matter how much the utility
All right, yeah, don't worry.
Right?
People are going to come out anyway.
Yeah.
I don't even care about it. Yeah. Let me do my commercials, and they have nothing to do with that event.
All right.
All right? Don't get nervous over there. Dear Lord. Steve Greenberg is with Siena Research Institute, and they came out recently with a poll. They got a lot of people, I kind of think, yelling at us. Stephen, good morning. Thank you so much for coming on.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
So I would say that my take on this is we shouldn't be surprised that her approval rating is so high. Now, if you were to isolate that approval rating into upstate New York and certainly our region, I don't think it would be even close to where it is. But if you do it statewide, I've discovered as I travel, you go to larger cities, you go to a Buffalo or, God forbid, New York City, and you start talking about how this governor is screwing everything up, and there's someone that's going to stand right up to you and say, I think she's doing a wonderful job. So it's different depending on where you are. Your thoughts on my concept?
That is absolutely true, and that has always historically been true of New York. So if we take a step back for a second and look at Governor Kathy Hochul's favorability rating, right now 49% of New York voters say they have a favorable view of Hochul. 40% say they have an unfavorable view. Now that's not through the roof. That is not incredibly great. On the other hand, it is up 7 points from December when her favorability rating was 43 to 41. And that 49% favorable is the highest it has ever been in 4.5 years of Kathy Hochul as governor. The previous high was 48%. If we look at it regionally, you nailed it. In New York City, 2-1 favorable. 58% of New York City voters view Hochul favorably. Only 29% view her unfavorably. In the downstate suburbs, Long Island, Westchester, that area, break even. 45% of downstate suburbanites view Hochul favorably. 45% view her unfavorably. And upstate, she is underwater, but not hugely underwater.
Yeah.
Right now, among upstate voters, 42% view her favorably. 48%, the plurality, view her unfavorably. And we see similar numbers when we look at her job approval rating. Do you approve or disapprove of the job Hochul is doing as governor? Right now, 54% of New Yorkers approve, 41% disapprove. So on the positive side by 13 points, that's pretty good. Better than 2-1 in New York City approve of the job that she's doing. A little bit above water in the downstate suburbs, 50 to 45%. And virtually break even among upstaters. 47% of upstaters approve of the job Hochul's doing, 46% disapprove.
Are you able to break it down and include, just isolate Western New York?
No, unfortunately, we can't.
That would be interesting, just because of the stadium. I mean, they've credited her, which really she's responsible for pushing to build that Buffalo Bills stadium.
No question. Unfortunately, though, when we do a statewide poll, it is really hard to break it down any more than the 3 regions we already do.
All right. I would ask you, how is Delgado doing, and then Blakeman? What are you seeing there?
Sure. Well, both Delgado and Antonio Delgado, the lieutenant governor, and Bruce Blakeman, the Nassau County executive, both of them suffer right now from not being particularly well known to New Yorkers. Delgado, 21% of New Yorkers view him favorably, 18% unfavorably. 61% have either never heard of him or don't know enough about him to have an opinion. Similar for Blakeman, 18% favorable, 20% unfavorable, 62% either have never heard of him or don't know enough about him to have an opinion. But that's what campaigns are about. It's about trying to educate voters, inform voters about you, about your opponents, et cetera. So if we look at the Democratic primary, and let me preface this by saying we talk to registered Democrats. These are not likely Democratic primary voters. We'll do that as it gets closer. But right now, among all Democrats in New York, Hochul has a commanding lead over Delgado. 64% for Hochul, 11% for Delgado.
Wow.
And if we look at, again, registered voters, this is not likely November gubernatorial voters, but registered New York voters right now favor Hochul 54 to 28%. So a 26-point lead for Hochul. Back in December, it was comparable. It was 50 to 25, so a 25-point lead. And again, a lot of that has to do with right now, voters don't know who Bruce Blakeman is. So if we look at it by party in that horse race, not shockingly, Democrats back Hochul over Blakeman 79 to 8%. 79 to 8. Republicans back Blakeman, but only by 69 to 15. One would assume that as more Republicans get to know Blakeman better, one of the goals of the Blakeman campaign is bring all those Republicans back home. And among independents right now, close, but leaning toward Hochul, 41%. Hochul, 34% of independents stay there with Blakeman.
Interesting. Where is New York on ice?
New York does not like ice, and I'm not talking about the one you get out of your freezer.
That's right. It's going to form outside over the weekend.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Immigration and custom enforcement is now popular with New York voters. We included them in our favorable, unfavorable section. Right now, only 28% of New Yorkers say they view ICE favorably. 2/3, 67%, view them unfavorably. Large partisan divide here. Democrats view them unfavorably, 85-13. Republicans view ICE favorably, 66-26. But independents on this question look a whole lot more like Democrats than Republicans. They have an unfavorable view of ICE, 68-26%.
Well,
we asked voters, do you think ICE's tactics have gone too far, haven't gone far enough, or just about right?
Yeah.
2/3 again. 67% of New York voters say ICE's tactics have gone too far. 85% of Democrats say that. 63% of independents say that. And 1/3 of Republicans say that ICE's tactics have gone too far.
Yeah, that's a very big number. 1/3 of Republicans, I would think. And also, the president on immigration has lost Joe Rogan, who played a big role in bringing a lot of those independent voters in.
Yeah, well, we asked a bunch of questions about the president and whether voters approved or disapproved of the job that he was doing in certain areas. One of them was securing America's border with Mexico. And on that, he was a break even. 45% of New Yorkers approve, 44% disapprove. And that's because 83% of Republicans and half of independents approve of what he's done there. But then when we asked handling the deportation of people in the U.S. illegally, only 33% of New Yorkers approve of that. 58%, a clear majority, disapprove, including 78% of Democrats and 56% of independents who disapprove. But 3/4 of Republicans approve of Trump's handling of the deporting of people illegally in the U.S.
Steve, getting back to Hochul for a second, is there any issue that can be pointed to? I wasn't sure if it was favorability or the, why can't I think of it, overall approval number, but you said it was up 7 points since December. Is there a piece of legislation or a stance she took that can be pointed to say that, that correlates with that 7% spike?
Well, it's possible. It's hard to know specifically, but we did ask voters about a half dozen proposals that Hochul has made, either as part of her State of the State address or her budget address. And all 6 of them have a strong majority support among New Yorkers. So eliminating, and I should point out, 4 of the 6 have bipartisan support. How often do we say that in the modern world? Eliminating state income taxes on the first $25,000 earned in tips. Overwhelming New Yorkers supported 68 to 15%, and that includes support from 70% of Democrats, 66% of Republicans, 66% of independents. Increasing funding for child care by $1.7 billion for a total of $4.5 billion in state funding for child care and pre-K programs. 2/3 of New Yorkers support, 66% support compared to 18% who oppose. Support from 78% of Democrats, 62% of independents, and a plurality, 44% of Republicans. So there are a bunch of issues that the governor has been talking about over the last month that New Yorkers like.
Yeah.
Is that what's moving the numbers? Hard to say, but it's certainly a reasonable, thought.
It'll be interesting to see once Blakeman gets his commercial started and people start to learn who he is. He starts making stops in the locations around the state. It'll be interesting to see what that does to the numbers. But I just feel like New York is not, and you're the expert, so I'm more asking. New York this is not the same New York that existed when Governor Pataki became governor of New York.
That's exactly right. The state has become more democratic over the last 2.5 decades. So, I mean, the Republicans face in a statewide race, a serious uphill climb. Why? 49% of the enrolled voters in this state are Democrats. Only 22% of the enrolled voters in the state are Republican. Democrats have a better than 2-to-1 advantage. There are more independent voters in New York than there are Republicans. So it makes it hard for a Republican to win statewide, which is why we have not seen a Republican do that since Pataki won his third term back in 2002. No, I was just going to say, on the other hand, one thing that Republicans can point to, 4 years ago, Lee Zeldin came within 6 points of beating Kathy Hochul.
Yeah.
It was the closest a Republican has come to winning a statewide race since Pataki won in 2002. And if we look at the presidential race, if we go back in 2016, Clinton beat Trump by 22 points. In 2020, Biden beat Trump by 23 points. In 24, Harris beat Trump in New York, but only by, and I say only, 13 points.
Right.
It was the closest the presidential race has been in New York in a generation.
And that showed with the congressional races. New York added Republicans. Actually, it was New York that gave Republicans the majority in the House.
We have a number of really hotly contested congressional races across the state. We did 2 years ago. We will again this year. But yeah, I mean, in individual districts, Republicans have a much better chance, depending on the district, than they do in the statewide. But again, statewide races in the last presidential and gubernatorial election have been closer than they have been in this century. So maybe that is something that Republicans can point to.
Interesting stuff as always. We love having you on, Steve. Steve Greenberg with Siena Research Institute, and we'll do it again sometimes. We got a big year coming up, so we'll do it again soon.
We do indeed.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
All right. Anybody want to comment on that?
Well, now you know why I don't listen to the news that much.
Okay. All right. Maybe you're better off.
Well,
maybe you're the one.
I mean, I'm doing the math. They're saying Republicans are leaving, this flocks of Republicans are leaving the state, and we've welcomed, shall we say, some illegal aliens who will definitely vote Democrat, no doubt in my mind.
They can't vote.
Well, they're trying to make it so.
Okay.
They are, you know, before this next presidential election.
Please, can we not get into this?
All right. All right.
Please, because that's not going to happen.
It will happen.
Then how did they do that with the Constitution? There is no way an illegal immigrant, a non-citizen, can vote for a House member or the President of the United States.
We'll see.
No, there is no way. It's not we'll see. They'd have to change the Constitution. We can't do that in New York. There are some local races who are trying to allow for immigrants to be able to vote. Some local races, not state or national races. These are facts.
Okay.
All right. I'm with you though. I mean,
thank you.
I've got your back. Kristen Carney is a comedian in New York City, and she is hilarious and has made some really big moves. And she's with us right now. And it just so happens that Kristen Carney is from here, and she will be opening for Jimmy Faila tomorrow night at the Rome Capitol Theater. Kristen, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
So are you, first of all, are you like up at this time every morning, or are you up for us this morning?
No, typically right now I have about 8 more hours of sleep ahead of me.
Yes.
So
I figured. Well, you're working.
I'm doing my best.
You're oftentimes working the clubs, and you do a lot of stuff. Am I correct in saying you actually help? And you have a dating service of some sort.
I do. That's actually the biggest joke of my career. Not my comedy, but my actual real income. Yeah. No, I coach men on how to date and be personable and likable and attractive, and
and not say the wrong things.
You clearly don't need help. You don't need help, and whoever is also on the call, you don't need help. You guys are all
We're all right.
set.
We're okay.
Thank
Well,
you. I was going to ask if you had gift certificates.
yeah. As Mark says, speak for yourself. And all right, so tell me about and by the way, Jimmy speaks so highly of you, and I know that. So you grew up in Ilion, at one point went to Notre Dame. Talk a little bit about your background and your tie to the area.
Okay, well, first of all, Jimmy's a liar, so don't trust a word he says.
We'll find out, though. We'll find out.
Yeah. I grew up in Ilion. I still am there very often visiting family, and it was a little bit of a rocky life there, not due to any sort of, mountains or hills, just a little bullying. I think that's kind of why I redirected to, well, number one, Notre Dame for a year to escape that. But number two,
Jesus drew you in.
Comedy.
That's probably, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's, I think,
I figured that was it.
Trauma-induced.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I grew up with cousins and brother and sister, all graduating from Ilion. My mother graduated from Ilion. So we have a very long Ilion history as well as Frankfurt. So.
As do I. I am a Valley guy. So as much as my wife tries, they can't take it out of you. They try, Mark Butler.
I agree.
I know. I'll go to the fanciest restaurant in New York City, and I still feel like, no, I'm from Ilion. What am I doing here?
Yeah, that's right. And the other part about this is, I got to tell you, I was going through all of your stuff last night, and you were a self-proclaimed tomboy that hung with the guys. And
she doesn't look like a tomboy.
And I don't know what the hell happened to you, but you've lost that. You've lost that look. Full photo and story is up on our website at WIBX950.com. So what happened? How did that change happen?
Oh, God, makeup.
Yeah,
Thank God for makeup.
That's so
who knows?
funny.
Right now, I don't know. I'd be past tomboy. I don't even know what I'd be right now if it weren't for makeup.
So,
but I was born with a crossed eye, a lazy eye. So it was awkward. I had surgery to straighten it, but it still crosses when I take my glasses off. So that made me, really kind of want to isolate myself.
Oh,
and
interesting.
Boys, for some reason, just were nicer. You would think girls would go, hey, look at this loser over here. She's no competition.
Yeah.
We'll be nice to her. But it didn't go that way.
It wasn't that way, yeah.
With the guys, yeah.
Kids can be, and it starts at a very early age. It's like I used to help out when I was in high school, help out the kindergarten class. And holy crap, these kids can be mean.
Brutal.
It's built in us, apparently. It is part of our DNA, I'm afraid. And even more so if you're from Ilion. I'm kidding, Mark.
You're right.
I may be right. Well, I was from Mohawk, so of course we'd say that. Now those two schools are merged. Can you believe it?
No.
That's the craziest thing. Mark Butler, did you have...
How did you hook up with Jimmy Faila?
It was through a calling service for escorts. That was just...
I love that answer. That is good. You're going to be just fine.
Come on, Jimmy Fallon's a married man, as we all know. Leave him alone.
So
I met his wife.
Yes.
She's beautiful. She's wonderful.
She is awesome.
She's really cool about the affair we're having. So.
I think Kristen was consulting Jimmy on how to make him feel more attractive, get that confidence.
not easy.
Did she recommend makeup to him?
Makeup would have been the
help,
answer, yeah. So, and then I'm assuming, and I could be wrong, that you have family that might be all excited that you're on stage here tomorrow night.
Well, I do have family that are excited. I do have one sibling that's very jealous who is listening right now, and I won't name any names, but it's my brother named John Carney. He wishes he could be on the stage, but no, I'm kidding.
Well, you can bring him up.
Yeah.
You can always bring him up. We'd have no problem with that. So, yeah, I'm sure you can.
No, my family's so supportive and super excited, and they don't get to see me do stand up much because Ilion doesn't have the most comedy clubs in the world. There's,
No.
there's the Elks. I could go and, drunkenly tell my problems.
Well, listen, the
which would be
booze is
kinda
cheap.
similar.
The booze is cheap at the Elks Club, so
Well-
at least it gets him in the mood. That would help. So
If you want to
Yeah.
sharpen up a little, you can come to our tailgate party Sunday, and
that's right. It's a Waterfront Grill in Herkimer.
you'd be my guest.
Okay. All right. He's already hitting on you, for God's sakes.
Well, he's also already insulting me because I'm a Bills fan.
That's right. Listen,
Well,
I'm going to be in bed crying all day.
I'm with you on this. I don't even want to watch the game Sunday. It's
Yeah, you're talking to. There's two Bills fans here. I'm a Giants fan, but
Three
Bill
Bills
and Mark.
fans
Oh
here.
yeah, Davey
I'm a
too.
Bills fan.
It's a lot of Bills fans here.
But isn't it, Kristen, isn't it just, I talk about in your DNA. It is in our DNA. I think it was my wife that was talking to somebody just recently about how sad they are and she's like, how could you not be used to this? You've been a fan for how long? This is what it's like to be a Bills fan. It
stings.
It
every
stings.
time.
It does.
Every time.
And we can't. We can't lose easily. It's always got to be some weird
play.
way out there play that.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Yeah, I swear there's got to be like an O.J. Simpson hex curse or something. I really, even though he passed away, it's still here. So I don't think it's going anywhere for a long time.
Yeah, 32 reasons why the Bills will never win. There's apparently a documentary out there that says the Bills will never win a Super Bowl, and here's why. And it presents the case on why the Bills can never. I don't know. There's some conspiracy. Can never win a Super Bowl. So, well, we will see. All right, Kristen. We are, and for those that want to learn about Kristen, and there's a link. Your podcast. You've done some really great podcasts and opened for and worked with some really great people. New York City's comedy circuit is not easy. I used to run comedy clubs here and brought up many New York comedians. It ain't an easy business, but you are doing very well in it, and I can't wait to see you.
If you were looking at my apartment right now, you would say otherwise. But yes, thank you so much. I'm doing great.
All right. We look forward to seeing you. And it's tomorrow night. Kristen Carney. Tickets go to romecapital.com. Thank you so much. We'll talk very soon.
Yeah, see you then.
All right, cool. Thanks. You want to add something?
Yes, I have a Bill story to tell you.
Okay, all right.
Well, several years ago, I went to, it was Old Timers Day, and a lot of former Bill stars were there.
Okay.
And Jim Kelly was in a box behind us, and OJ was in another box, a few down. So at halftime, everybody's
So this had to be before or after this had to be before the murders, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, it was after.
Afterwards.
After the murder.
And OJ was there.
So it was halftime, and people are flocking up to their boxes to talk to them and get autographs and everything. And so I'm sitting in my seat, and this one kid comes walking down the stairs. He's looking at the paper. He says, "Oh, my God, I can't believe it. I've got the autograph of a murderer."
And so he's definitely afterwards. And
Yeah,
he was there.
definitely.
He would show his face.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
He was there.
Well, he was innocent, right? He was probably searching for the murderer.
Yeah, he's canvassing Buffalo.
That's right. There's got to be someone here who committed the murders. Great stuff. All right, hold tight. We're going to talk about the Poland Fire Department coming up in a second. Interesting, we have the mayor of Newport here. Very perfect for that.
Yeah.
And we'll do Hope-Ika's free money question of the day. Davey, today it's worth how much money? Got to move fast. How much? $300. $300. We'll take caller number 4. Oh, he's man of many words today, Davey. Caller number 4 right now, 315-736-0186.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Something old is new in the village of New Hartford. Introducing Handshake Antiques, now open at 66 Genesee Street, next to Giorgio's Village Cafe. Not your grandma's antique shop. Think clean, curated, and cool. From high-end furniture, vintage fashion, vinyl records, to oddities and all things eclectic. And we're always buying, so look in your attic or basement. And if it's old, call Handshake Antiques. Plus, inventory changes weekly, so every visit is a new find. Handshake Antiques, where it never went out of style.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, in studio is Mark Butler. We're talking about the Tailgate party coming up for Super Bowl Sunday. We're talking about Jimmy Fallon this weekend. So much to get to, so much going on. And in a second, we'll talk fire in Poland. This is a big topic. All right, on the line right now is Tim in New York Mills. He's ready to play Hobaika's free money question of the day. It comes from Joseph and Andrew Hobaika at 315-724-1600 for your legal needs. And Tim, good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
Gentlemen. Shh. Thank you. Good morning, Tim. I'm sorry.
Morning, Bill.
There is a little, there's other stuff going on. Okay, Tim, we're going to do a little free money thing. And I'm asking these guys to be quiet because you have $300 on the line. This is a big deal.
Keep them calm.
Okay, keep them calm.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. This is your question. This is for $300. Okay, that I think is going to be too hard to do. So I'm going to even make this easier for you. We'll go by the decades. By decades. Okay? Is that fair? Everybody think that's fair to change this question?
That's very fair.
All right, here we go. Here's your question. In which decade was baseball's first perfect game thrown? Ready, go.
Hurt in a car, call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
Was it in the 20s? That's now there. Oh, Madonna me. It was not the 1920s. Anybody want to guess on that?
50s?
1950s? No, way before that. The first
1880s?
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
It was the 1880s. You'd have won $300.
I know.
1880s, the very first perfect game was thrown. Do you have tickets for Jimmy Fallon?
No, I can't.
You can't make it anyway. All right. Well, unfortunately, you're going to have to go. We're making you go. We're going to come down. We're going to pick you up. No, we will give. I have movie passes from Glenwood Movieplex and Rome Cinema 8. Stand by. Davey is going to hook you up, okay?
Okay, thank you, Bill.
Right.
Have a good day.
Tim, thank you so much. Stay warm this weekend. It is going to be a little on the chilly side. In studio is Stephen Smith. He is the joint fire with the Joint Fire District in Poland, and there's a lot going on there right now. The vote is coming up this Tuesday on keeping or dissolving the Poland Fire Department. And good morning.
Good morning.
Really tight, if you could, on that. Like you literally have to touch it.
Right in front of
Okay,
you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Better?
Better. Okay. What? So the vote. What are your thoughts on what is about to happen?
Yeah, sure. So I think the first observation I make is there is a tremendous amount of confusion out in the public as to what this is about, right? And I think, absent information, people tend to draw conclusions, make hypotheses, conspiracy theories emerge, lots of things. So we received a lot of calls from people saying, what in the world is going on?
Yeah,
so here's the facts. On the 10th of February, next Tuesday, there is a vote to decide whether to dissolve the Joint Fire District or not.
Okay.
And certainly there are ramifications of the outcome of that vote, but that is what it is about next Tuesday. It has nothing to do with the fire company. Yes, there's been challenges and issues and the like, but this vote doesn't have anything to do specifically with the fire company. It's just about whether or not to dissolve the Poland Joint Fire District.
Do you, bring it up a little more, okay? Thank you. There we go. Thanks. Is this going to potentially leave the people of Poland and beyond? As Mark had said, this is not just Poland. This includes a real rural area.
Correct.
Does it leave them in a dangerous position without a fire company?
It does. And I think, so the purpose of the fire district is to provide governance, control, management to fire protection services, right? And so this body of people has a responsibility to find the best way to provide those services. And right now, I think the services are still being provided. Thank goodness we have the support of neighboring communities to step in and fill the gap, right?
But it's a time longer maybe to get there. And
so there are those issues to consider. What the district wants to accomplish is that geography that was being provided by the Poland Fire Company prior to the separation still needs to be provided. And so the district is now looking at what are those options.
Okay.
And there are many options out there for us to consider. It is our objective to provide the geographic presence that used to be there. It's just we need to ascertain what is the best way to do that. Mm-hmm.
And so you're planning for, they may say, let's keep the fire department, the fire company, or they may say dissolve it. You're planning for whatever happens.
Sure, we have to have options, right? So I would be remiss if I didn't say that continuing with, or reestablishing the relationship with the Poland Fire Company was not an option. It is an option, but there are other options as well. And there are certainly things that happened that caused the separation. Those things have to be addressed.
What those things are?
Yeah. So if one was to go to, right now that whole thing is in the courts. All right. Yeah. So what happens with the Poland Fire Company is now up to the courts in many ways. So there's a tremendous amount of information that was provided to the courts through affidavits and the like. And so that process continues as we speak. Concurrent with that is this whole vote next Tuesday about the disposition of the Poland Joint Fire District. But certainly, if I've told people, if you want the detail, go to the affidavits. But I can tell you that the issues that caused the separation kind of fall into four buckets. You could say some things were operational in nature, some had to do with training, others with performance, and then finally just personnel issues, okay? So when you look at all of those, and I have, and you do the analytics, it's like they could not continue in that current situation. The Poland Fire Company had arrived at a point where they could not meet the needs of the district.
Do you think it needs new leadership?
I think, that personnel bucket, I think there are things within that personnel bucket that would suggest, yes, we probably need to make a change.
It does seem like it is a bit of a civil war because we've heard from both sides on it. I am coming up on a hard break. Can you hang with us for a few minutes?
Yes.
And we'll do the news break and then get you back in. There might be some people with some questions.
Okay.
And I think Mark Butler, Mayor, is one of those. And,
okay.
But it is, I appreciate the, I have to say, I might kind of have a feeling now, but I wasn't sure which side you were on, and I appreciate that. You were giving us what I felt was a pretty fair assessment.
Pretty objective,
stand by, and we'll get to all of this coming up. After news, which is next.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 beyond. From the WB8 Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
Another Guthrie family video. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. This one from Nancy's son, Cameron, to whoever kidnapped his 84-year-old mother over the weekend in Arizona.
We need a way to communicate with you so that we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact.
As the FBI takes seriously the ransom notes sent to TV outlets.
The FBI confirmed there were 2 deadlines in the ransom note. The first one passed at 5 p.m. yesterday. That came with specific demands. If not met, a second deadline kicks in for this Monday. Agents are back out, going door to door in both Nancy's neighborhood and that of her daughter, Annie.
Fox's Alicia Acuna outside the Guthrie home in Tucson. No person of interest has yet been named. Death and destruction at a Shiite mosque in Pakistan bombed during Friday pairs, killing at least 31 people, more than 100 others wounded. A Russian general's been attacked.
Officials say Lieutenant General Vladimir Alexiev was shot several times by an unidentified assailant. He's a deputy chief of Russian military intelligence. The attack took place at a residential building in Russia's capital, Moscow. Alexiev is now being treated in the hospital. Several top Russian military officers have been assassinated in attacks that Moscow blames on Ukraine.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. The U.S. and Iran are talking today indirectly in Oman. Negotiators brokered by the foreign minister there following President Trump's threats to attack Iran again last year as he pushes Iran to scale back its nuclear and missile programs. Trump RX is up and running, unveiled last night by the president, touting deals he made with drug makers to let people buy from them directly.
We will pay equal to whatever the lowest price anywhere in the world. That's the price that you're going to be paying.
That's Fox's Kristen Goodwin.
The site launches with over 40 medications, including asthma inhalers, fertility, and weight loss drugs. Folks can search for the drug name to find the manufacturer that is offering discounts, then either buy on the drug maker's site or use a coupon.
America's listening to Fox News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
Progressive Commercial knows truckers can expect the unexpected when driving, but a little heads up like this would still be nice.
Hey there, big rig. I'm driving the hatchback ahead of you. Heads up, at the next light, I'm going to stop right in the middle of both lanes, and you won't know if I'm taking a right or going straight. You know what? Me neither. Over.
Be ready for the unexpected and save on the protection you need with personalized discounts. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to terms and limits. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Election officials in Georgia are hoping a federal judge orders the Trump administration to return ballots and other documents seized by the FBI. As President Trump continues to claim he won the state in 2020, but fraud took that away from him, Democrats deny that after 3 ballot counts had certified his loss.
Contradicting the director of national intelligence, President Trump says he did not direct Tulsi Gabbard to attend an FBI search on Fulton County, Georgia's election center. But White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the president does support the decision.
Because election security is essential to national security.
Leavitt says federal law requires Gabbard to assess vulnerabilities.
To make sure that American elections are free of foreign interference and that American elections are safe and secure.
An FBI search warrant is focused on the handling of ballots in the 2020 election. President Trump narrowly lost Georgia to former President Biden. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
A nightmare in California. A car smashed into a grocery store, killing at least 3 people. 2 of the 4 injured are in critical condition.
2 men and a woman were pronounced dead at the scene. They were in the bakery section of a 99 Ranch Market in the Westwood neighborhood of Los Angeles when a 92-year-old woman driving a silver Toyota Prius crashed into the store. Several people were trapped under the car when first responders got there. The store faces a busy intersection. Police say the driver had hit a cyclist about a block away and lost control. Neither she nor the cyclist were badly injured. It's being investigated as an unfortunate accident. Chris Foster, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the morning after another big sell-off. The Olympic opening ceremony is hours away in Italy. And day 3 of the competition at the Winter Games with curling and hockey and figure skating. And American skier Lindsey Vonn, who won gold in 2010, had a successful training run today ahead of her first race Sunday. Vonn still competing despite a serious knee injury she suffered in a fall last week. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
We have mostly cloudy skies and 6 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. This news update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. We have an extreme cold warning that takes effect in the overnight hours tonight and will last until 1 o'clock on Sunday. Mohawk Valley Community College phasing out its airframe and power plant program this year. Dr. Randy Van Wagener, the president of MVCC, says the college created the A&P program to support local aviation maintenance that is no longer present in Oneida County. The program started nearly 20 years ago with support from the County Board of Legislators to train workers for aviation maintenance jobs at Griffiths International Airport. Meanwhile, County Executive Anthony Picenti calling on Governor Kathy Hochul to take immediate steps to address what he describes as skyrocketing utility costs that are putting local families, seniors, and small businesses under severe financial strain. The county executive said that surge in costs is forcing millions of families to choose between basic needs like food and medicine and covering utility bills. Among his suggestions to the governor is deploying $1.6 billion in NYSERDA system benefit charge funding to help middle-income families and seniors and to raise income eligibility requirements for emergency heat assistance. A gondola at Gore Mountain is back up and running after skiers got stranded there yesterday. Easy for me to say. The Northwoods gondola stopped running at the North Creek Resort Wednesday. It ended up stranding dozens of people. Officials say a tower wheel assembly moved out of alignment, which triggered an automatic safety stop. Everyone who got stuck was removed safely by operations staff and the ski patrol. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time, 8:07.
Extreme cold warning, 4 a.m. Saturday through 1 p.m. Sunday. Increasing clouds today, chance of snow late this afternoon and tonight. 2 to 4 inches expected, upper 20s, low near 2. Dangerously cold this weekend with single-digit highs and wind chills as low as 25 to 30 below. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, cloudy skies and 6 degrees at 8:08. All right, in sports, obviously Super Bowl 60 is coming up on Sunday. Smitty, what time does our coverage of the game begin? 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock? Let's call it noon.
I believe it's noon, yeah.
The 2026 Winter Olympics officially kick off with the opening ceremony later today. It's coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern. Of course, there are some events which already began earlier this week, including U.S. women's hockey beating the Czechs 5-1. The Knicks will visit the Pistons tonight. The Nets suffer another loss, 118-98, this time to the Orlando Magic. Matthew Stafford is your NFL MVP. The Utica Comets will play 2 at home this weekend, tonight and tomorrow. Tonight's Bridgeport at the Adirondack Bank Center. Tomorrow the opponent is Rochester, and the Utica Pioneers will play 2. It's a home-and-home against, I believe it's Elmira. It is Elmira. Tomorrow's game, though, is being held at the Utica University Nexus Center. There's no general admission. Season ticket holders, call the box office to redeem your seat.
Is that tomorrow's game or tonight's game?
Saturday.
Saturday's game is the one that's going to be at Nexus. Okay. I want to tell you, River Hills Properties continues to invest in upstate New York. And I don't know if you know this, but River Hills now has an office in Newport, New York.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's all coming our way.
All about upstate New York and all the services that they provide. Everything from the very beginning till the end. They have the book. This is a very valuable tool, 40 to 100 pages, that they put together for the seller. And then it's there for every potential buyer. They get to take it with them, and it could help determine what do you offer on the house. Are you interested in the home? When was the roof installed? There's an addition that was put on. It can show receipts, everything, including maybe the furnace. What's the warranty on the furnace? All of that is put into a book, which is really like the manual for the home. Great tool. And your listing agent is there every time the house is shown. It's all about full service from River Hills. Offices in Barneville, Little Falls, and Copenhagen, and Utica, Newport, coming soon to Rome, and now the amazing Gulf Coast of Florida, Sarasota, Naples, and Marco Island, a full team of River Hills experts that are there in Florida, ready to take care of those snowbirds who maybe want to participate in that practice, getting away from this. Although it's been pretty cold down there. 315-896-1009. Remember, nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. In studio right now is Stephen Smith. He is with the Poland Joint Fire District, and we're talking about a vote that is coming up on Tuesday on whether to keep or dissolve the Poland Joint Fire Department. And where were we? I know that Mark had some questions.
Okay, Mark.
Yeah, I want to be clear. The fire district itself is a separate board. They are kind of governance operation to oversee the operations of the fire department.
That is correct.
Department.
That is
so
correct.
you've got the board and the fire department. My question is, if the vote goes to dissolve the Joint Fire Board, the fire department continues to exist.
Okay.
And if they're not a joint fire board covering, you have elements of other portions of the town of Newport, for example, way up to Hoffmeister, all over.
Mm-hmm.
Is the area the fire department then serves? Does that shrink to just the town of Russia?
That's a spot-on question. So here's the way I would address that. So if the vote is no, meaning don't dissolve the fire district, it continues as it is today. And so it's kind of status quo, and we do the things that I said we would do, and that would include how do we service that geography, and we're looking at those options.
Okay.
If the vote is yes, dissolve the fire district, three things happen. Number one, the district moves towards dissolution. That can be measured in months. It's a very complex process, as you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, the assets that are owned by the district, and that includes fighting equipment that currently sits in the town of Poland in the building that's used to store some of their highway equipment and the like. So the trucks are there. And many of the people who respond to calls out of Poland live in Poland. They report up to Newport right now, but they live in Poland, right?
Yeah.
So if there's a call, because they live in Poland, they go to that building, they get their equipment together, and they go to the scene. The third thing that happens is the municipalities, and I think this goes right at your point, the municipalities now have to go back and determine how they're going to get fire protection services for the citizens in their community. Now, if you think back, and I bet you remember some of this happening, there was a decision by the municipalities that they didn't want to be in that business. So that's how the district came about, is they didn't want to be doing these one-off arrangements to secure fire protection services. One could say that a district provides that kind of one throat to choke, economies of scale, all those business concepts that I think is the reason municipalities said, we don't want to be in the business.
Yeah.
And part of that, probably what led to that, was the incredible increase in regulations and mandates that have been put on volunteer fire companies. At one point, a lot of people felt like volunteer fire companies were going to go away maybe 20 years ago.
Right. So it's interesting to observe how this has evolved. First of all, fire protection is very expensive. Equipment is very expensive. If you have paid employees, of course, that has costs associated with it. Or if you have volunteers, it's how do you maintain a complement of volunteers to respond to the fires or the other emergencies. But yes, A, it's increasingly expensive, and B, the regulations is astounding. It's some of what we encountered as a district and what led to some of the issues relating to separation is the state has substantial training requirements and other requirements. OSHA has some pretty substantial requirements, and the fire district found themselves in a situation where if they did not sever the relationship with the Poland Fire Company until that they could find themselves in the reciprocal position of being challenged because you knew there were problems, you did nothing. So if there had been an untoward event, what would we be encountering now? Challenges for not having taken action. So the district did what the district had to do. They took action, said, we can't use you till you fix these things, and some of them do relate to exactly what you said.
Okay. And then I would also wonder, what does this mean for not just the community, but the region? Because it'll affect everybody, including Newport and surrounding areas, Middleville, as you go up to Russia and all of those areas. So let's say you have to cover that region, whatever it might be, 100 square miles. I don't know what it is. But to cover that region, you now have 5 fire companies, let's just say. You now are covering the same region, but you only have 4. Does, if the decision is to eliminate the Poland Fire Company, does this put a stress on all of the other fire companies to the point where, there may be a fire way far away that they're fighting and something breaks out in Newport?
Yep.
So currently, the district has contracts with all of those companies in the area, the geography, to meet the needs, and they're capable of doing that today. Fortunately, the district owned equipment that could be positioned in Poland, and that takes some of that pressure off.
Okay.
Now, those individuals that are in Poland that used to be a part of the Poland Fire Company are now working under the direction of the chief in Newport. And thank goodness they allowed that to occur. So those people transferred, all right? So you got a body of people in Poland, you've got equipment in Poland, and they can use that equipment, but the direction for their, how they do their jobs is driven out of Newport. Okay. And Newport's a class operation. It really is a very class operation. And we're thankful that we were able to make that arrangement. So today, we're covered. And today,
and it
everybody's
has not diluted. It really has not diluted.
No, there has been no dilution whatsoever. Everybody has stepped up and done what they needed to do. They're collaborating. All those things you want, hard and soft, are being accomplished. However, we do want to stand up an operation in the geography as it was, whether that's the Poland Fire Company and they resolve their issues, or it's another option that we're looking at.
Yeah.
A couple of options. There are options, and we are going to accomplish it. That is my mission. I just can't tell you as I speak today how we're going to do that.
I think it's a wise move, but really what you're talking about that's going on here right now, wise move to not use the M word, because it doesn't work well in small municipalities, small towns. The M word, merger. Consolidation. That's really what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
And that is the fighting that I mentioned. Civil War. Find me a school district that isn't talking about merging and consolidating, and there isn't a civil war going on in that community. It's kind of what you're dealing with right now.
It is. It's interesting you talk about the ramifications in other areas. As we were working with legal counsel through this whole quagmire with the courts, they have told us this type of situation is emerging in other parts of the state. So since he started working with us, he's now picked up 2 more cases that aren't exactly like this one, but similar, okay? And he says to me, Steve, you think what you're dealing with this civil war, as you call it, here in your vicinity, he said, these others are even worse. Now, I'm not exactly sure what worse would look like, but that's going to be pretty ugly.
Yeah. Anything else you want people? Oh, sorry.
I just want to be clear. The vote would dissolve the board, but the fire department would continue to exist in some form. But then the mission would be, do you make agreements for the other towns as a fire department, not with the Board of Commissioners governing?
And also, I have a question along with that to tag on is property. Yes. Who owns what?
Yeah, sure. So the district owns equipment. If the vote was to dissolve us, that equipment gets sold. So it's no longer available to whomever. So that scenario I described a few moments ago goes away. Right? That creates a risk. The municipalities have to now engage in some arrangement with somebody for fire protection. How they do that, I'm not exactly sure, but I bet that's in their minds right now. And I bet it's not a comfortable thing to be thinking about, frankly. So this group of people who have an organization called the Poland Volunteer Fire Company, basically today is a social setting, okay? They're a 501c4 business, and so they have to have a mission in order to be that not-for-profit agency. Right now, they don't have a mission because they have no one with whom they can provide firefighting services to, so they're without a mission. So essentially today, and to your point, they're a social club, and that's what they would have to continue to be until such time as they have a, air quotes, customer to whom they can provide fire protection or emergency services, and then they would be performing as a fire company. But today, they can't do that.
Okay.
I want to ask you, in your opinion, what's the best case scenario? But I'm not sure that you can answer that. Can you?
So again, as a commissioner, I am restricted from offering advice as to how to vote. What I do have an obligation to do is to tell people what the
pros and cons.
What the pros and cons are. And I thank you, Bill, for allowing me to do that with you today, because I think that's where people really, really struggle right now. There's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt being spread. I mean, it's vile. If you try to go to the social network and get your information, good luck, because it's just full of not nice stuff. So what this provides is these are the facts. This is the decision on the table, and this decision results in one of two things, as I described a little bit ago. Okay, so a no vote, hey, we stay the way we are. A yes vote, oops, three things happen, and then you'll have to go to your individual communities to say, so where does my fire protection come from?
All right. I realize that's the best answer that you can give, and I appreciate you sticking to the rules. So
okay. Thank you.
Anything else anybody has? Anything else you want people to know? The vote is Tuesday. What time?
The vote is 5 to 9 Tuesday at the Russia Town Building. And I encourage everybody to get out and vote. And if you have concerns, feel free to call me or call any of the commissioners. They're a thoughtful, passionate group of people that want to do the right thing. And we will give you the facts. We won't tell you how to vote, but we will give you the facts so you can make your own informed decision. But please, take action and vote.
Can I commit to having you, would you commit to coming back on after the vote?
Yes, I would.
You work that out with Davey, and we'd love to have you back.
I will. So. I would welcome that opportunity.
All right.
Thank you, gentlemen, very much. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank
you so much. A lot going on right there.
You made a lot of things clear. Appreciate that.
8:22, quick break at WIBX. We'll talk Super Bowl Sunday. Now we can say Super Bowl because we're looking at it from a sports/news aspect. Mark, you know that very well,
That's
versus a promotional aspect.
Right,
Super Bowl Sunday is Sunday, and our man Scott's going to make some pitches.
Good luck.
Some picks, if you will, coming up at WIBX.
It's time for a Utica tradition, America's greatest heart run and walk on March 7th. And on March 6th, it's the 55th anniversary of the WIBX Heart Radiothon. Sponsored by the Slocum-Dixon Medical Group this year, the Radiothon started when local runners honored the passing of WIBX personality Ralph Ellinger. They ran for 18 miles and raised money for the American Heart Association. Celebrate with us on March 6th. Hear from Slocum-Dixon doctors about ways to be healthy. Cheer on participants in the Treadmill Challenge and help fight heart disease.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Service, family owned and operated since 1980. Tallman's is proud to provide trusted professional auto care to our community. From brake repairs and New York State inspections to check engine light diagnostic to four-wheel alignments, Tallman's Tire and Auto Service accept all aftermarket warranties, and they specialize in fleet vehicles, accepting all fleet maintenance programs. When your vehicle needs attention, you can count on them to get you back on the road quickly and safely. Save time and money. Schedule your appointment today at tallmanstire.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Something old is new in the village of New Hartford. Introducing Handshake Antiques, now open at 66 Genesee Street, next to Giorgio's Village Cafe. Not your grandma's antique shop. Think clean, curated, and cool. From high-end furniture, vintage fashion, vinyl records, to oddities and all things eclectic. And we're always buying, so look in your attic or basement. And if it's old, call Handshake Antiques. Plus, inventory changes weekly, so every visit is a new find. Handshake Antiques, where it never went out of style.
The Capitol Theater in Rome will be buzzing this Saturday night. Jimmy Faila brings his all-new Everybody Calm Down show to the Rome Capitol Theater this Saturday at 7 p.m. Great seats still available for purchase at RomeCapital.com.
Hey, it's your radio buddy Jimmy Faila, and I am coming. This is not a drill, folks. It's the real thing.
A portion of the proceeds benefit Real Men Get Tested for Cancer. Jimmy Faila. Saturday night, 7 p.m. at the Rome Capitol Theater. Purchase tickets at the box office or at RomeCapital.com.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
The President's Day sale is on at Mattress Express. Save up to $1,350 on New York State's largest selection from New York State's largest specialty bedding retailer. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Okay, a couple of things I want to tell you. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients. They weren't for a while because they were looking for a new physician, and they now have that very physician. Dr. Cheryl Mattern is originally from Sequoia. She left the area, and now she's coming back to join the team at the Falcon Clinic. If you need a new family doctor, she's accepting patients. And so are the others as well. And it is osteopathic. So acupuncture, Dr. Kosminski, Dr. Zielinski, Dr. Shamaleski, all there when at a time when it is difficult. So many doctors are retiring. You hear all the time, I got to find a new doctor. This is a new clinic that has multiple physicians under one roof, and they're accepting patients. It's the Falcon Clinic. I go there, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. I do realize that there's some out there that'd be like, oh, you go there? I'm not going there. But most people would be like Mark Butler, who's like, I'm thinking about that. I like it.
If they kept Bill alive this long, then
if they can keep him alive, holy cow. All right, some quick comments, and we go to Scott.
Okay, so Lanson Lee says, I'm sure the governor is quaking in her boots now that Pacenti wrote her a letter. Come on now, the max heap benefit is $300. What is that going to do when the average winter bill will be an increase of $1,500 to $1,800 for the season? And then he also said, Mr. Butler sounds like me, meaning Lance. He asks questions he already knows the answers to.
We're trying to educate other people to the things we already know.
I agree, Lance, but questions like, what is my name and how old am I? Mark is far more highly qualified than you in that department. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Anything else? Any other goodies?
Let's see. This is Easy and Ilian. He says, Jeff, this weekend, Saturday, girls varsity basketball sectional in New Hartford. Is that right? It says Hartford section. Taking place in Hartford section is what it says. But
okay.
I'll double check that.
And Easy was talking about phone calls. I don't know why that's happening. I am working on it. I'll try to get, before we leave, some YouTube comments because they're out there. And on the line right now is the genie when it comes to picking football. And he has his own new modern way of doing it. And it doesn't mean always that you're betting 3 days before the game. Sometimes you're betting as the game is going on. Here he is, Scott in Kirkville. Good morning.
Greetings from the Plus Mobile Studio, soundproof. I'm braving the coldness just just for you guys.
Are you in it sounds like you're in a box a little bit. So you're in your car?
Yeah. It's a little warmer, and it's instead of usually I'm outside on the deck, but it's a little colder right now. Hey, did you see the Myrtle Beach golf courses they got out there? They actually have snow traps this time now.
I know.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Wow, they have got.
Feel our pain.
They've got a lot of snow. It's crazy. I mean, normally when you go along that beach, it can be chilly, but you don't normally see snow.
I mean, when you see seagulls with jackets on, you know you're in trouble, right?
That's exactly right. Very, very true.
I understand you got Jimmy Goodfella in town. One of the top comedians there. That's great.
Jimmy Faila, and he's going to be on in a few minutes. We're going to speak to him in about 15
cool.
minutes. So,
tell him thank you for using my Joe Biden Weekends at Bernie's joke. He had the courage to use it last time he was in town. I appreciate that.
Yes.
So,
well, he's not one to really shy away from things, I must say.
From stealing other people's material.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But.
No, I wanted them. That's why it was great. I mean, that felt great. It felt good. And I heard it went over pretty good. And I understand Alien's back in the news with the water thing.
Well, yes, it's been in the news for quite some quite some time in Alien. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess you still got to bring water in from Charlotte. I heard so.
From Charlotte, right where?
Yeah.
Are you thinking Charlottesville?
No, Charlotte, North Carolina.
They have a water problem too.
No. They're bringing in water to help out Alien, I heard.
Oh, it's a joke. I love it. Oh, sorry.
No, I mean, like I said, we had like 6 weeks of experience of people only want to call up. I can tell them, like I said, when it takes 10 minutes to get into your shower and you're only allowed 4 minutes, then it was like I said, it was an interesting 6 weeks. And I said, baptisms, they decided to use eyedroppers to conserve on water, and it was interesting. Big weekend.
What do you think about this weekend? I mean, I want to dig right in. What do you think about this weekend?
I basically, about 3-4 weeks into the season on your show, I said I thought the best overall combination offense and defense was the Seahawks, because at that time they were scoring, and their defense was great. And in the playoffs, if you look at it, their point production's been good, and they destroyed San Francisco. And the Rams were supposed to be the second best team. Some people think that maybe that was the Super Bowl because those teams were better. Now, New England's interesting because they haven't played anybody with an offense yet in the playoffs. I mean, the Chargers stunk. Houston wasn't known for their offense, and of course, Denver played with a backup quarterback, and that second half was played in a snowstorm. So it'd be very interesting when they play a team that's dynamic as Seattle, if they're going to be able to uphold. A lot of people like the under in this game. I've already put in over Seattle 24 points as a team total, and I thought that was great. People are actually betting the under. And, I just think Seattle can score.
Yeah.
Now, so I already got, money invested because I didn't think that was going to go down, but it's staying about right where everybody had it for the last 2 weeks. So I like that. I actually like Seattle. I like that before. It stays at 4.5. It dropped to 3.5, went up to 5.5. But like you said, it's 3 days out.
Yeah.
It's an outdoor arena, which normally most of these Super Bowls are playing in a dome setting. So when you make your field, you don't have to worry about the weather crapping up. I don't think there's any bad weather on the horizon. I don't know. I mean, I think I wasn't 3 weeks ago, and it was pouring rain in California.
So I got to say that one of the bets that I was seeing, and I want your opinion on it, that people were saying this is the prop bet of the Super Bowl. This is the one. For Super Bowl MVP, Rashid Shaheed, the Seahawks, it is plus 4,500.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it's not a quarterback, it could be anybody. And usually the quarterback gets all the experience. Some people think it might be a defensive player this year.
Okay.
Because now, let me tell you, what I like for my top 5 or 6 prospects.
Okay.
First of all, with the rules have changed. I used to love opening kickoff. You had your choices, running back or touchback. But now with the new rules, you might not want to kick it in the end zone because you get to 35. So I stopped. I'm not going to do that for this Super Bowl, but normally I do downing it because I figure with the adrenaline and the Super Bowl, the guy's going to kick it out of the stands. But now there's reason not to kick it in the end zone. So I don't do that now. Cooper Kupp, I think, is going to have a great field day because I think Donald's going to be conservative and they're going to bring him along slowly as far as making sure he's comfortable. His receptions is only 2.5. So if he catches three passes in this game, then you win. His total, you have alternatives. You can go as low as 24 and as high as 50 yards in receiving. So it depends where you want to do and how much money you want to risk. So I like that. I got it at 31. You can bet as low as 24 right now. I think May, the quarterback for New England, is going to be running for his life, or he's going to do that push me pull you. His attempts in rushing is only 6. I like that. I like that a lot. Walker receptions is 2.5. I think he's going to get a couple of screen passes. I like that. I also took it in case I'm wrong about the passing thing. His rushing attempts is 16. Well, so I took that because I figured you can do both ways. You can get the receptions at Kupp at 2.5 and the yardage in Green. On the other side, Hunter Henry is a tight end for New England. He's been averaging about 7 or 8 targets since the playoffs. His reception totals over 3.5 receptions. I think that's a good bet for New England.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think New England's going to be trailing, which I think they will, attempts I believe in May is about 29 to 28 attempts. That I think reception. I think completions is 19 right now. Of course, this is 3 days before the event.
Yeah.
So I like the over in that just because I think New England's going to be trailing and going to have to throw the ball.
Okay.
So those are the ones right there. And
you like those?
To me, yeah, I like this can easily be like you said, a real time in game if you have the ability, because I think both teams can be explosive, but both teams, because they got defensive minded head coaches, if they run the ball, so be it. I just think the Seahawks got 2 explosive receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Kupp, who was actually the MVP for the Rams about 4 years ago when they played Cincinnati. He had 8 receptions and 2 touchdowns, and I think he wants to prove that the Rams were wrong by giving him up. And he had a good game against the Rams, and he's a possession receiver. And like I said, his 3 receptions, unless he gets hurt, I just can't see being below that.
There's another thing that I don't even want to say. There's another element here that can't be ignored, and I don't even want to bring it up, but I'm going to have to. Is Stephon Diggs.
Diggs, yeah. Well, see, that's the problem. That's the problem because you think they're going to try to take him out of the game. I think his receptions is thick, which he can do, and I forgot what his yardage was. But if you get there's this other guy named Hollins. All of a sudden, it's been the go-to guy, even downfield. He's number 13, and I agree. But
another
normally,
former Bill.
Yep, exactly. So he could be another guy, and his yardage is low, like 27.
Yeah.
But I agree. I mean, Diggs going to have a big field day, but I assume Seattle's going to want to take him out of the game, which means the other ones are going to be open. And
all right.
like I said, you're right. It's Diggs is. This is his 3rd team. I think he's gone to the Super Bowl with, I believe.
His first time to the Super Bowl. Yep.
Oh, it's the first time in the Super Bowl? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, maybe he's playing a championship game 3 times or something. I know they were.
Could be, but I saw an interview yesterday. It was talking about his first trip to the Super Bowl. And I want to, before we let you go, I want to bring in Michigan State. Kathy. Good morning. You're on with Scott.
Yeah.
Morning, Scott. I have to tell you, I'm going to be cheering on Mr. Walker. He's got to represent Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan State, yeah. Heisman Trophy winner, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I'm going to go out and get some fish for Michigan State if they don't start winning.
Okay.
I thought you were already in line, but I tell you, Kathy, I thought about Michigan State basketball. It's a different era, and I wanted to see if they can win games against quality teams in the 60s, because that's what Izzo wants to play. And fortunately, if you look around the scores, everybody's been playing in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Just ask Syracuse. And it'd be interesting from here on in because, I will give him this one. He pulled one of the star players for kicking somebody, and he says no one's going to, play that way. So I still give him credit. He's pulling players off the field, off the court, if he feels that they're not doing the
right thing.
State.
All right.
They played good all season, and now they're going down the toilet.
And she's standing in line at stands, Scott.
Oh, she's
All
at
right,
stands.
take care.
All right. Thank you so much,
I
Kathy.
wouldn't get out of the fish line for him right now. You're right.
All right, Scott. Good luck and make some money
Good,
this
guys.
weekend. Thank you, man.
We'll do now. Thanks, guys.
Okay,
Bye.
Scott in Kirkville. Remember, we'll be at the Waterfront Grill in Herkimer on Sunday, 11:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. It's the Super Bowl
Tailgate party.
Tailgate party, and $30 to get in, and you get a ton of stuff. Plus, you can bid on a ton of prizes.
That's
Quickly,
right.
also going on this weekend, Comets are home, and Joe Benson with the Utica Comets. Sorry, that was a blast from the past. On the line right now, Joe. Good morning. What's going on tonight and tomorrow?
Morning, guys. Yeah, we got home games tonight and tomorrow. We have Bridgeport in town tonight, Rochester tomorrow. It's Star Wars night, so make sure you come out for that. That'll be a fun one. Second year we've done that. And hoping the boys can obviously bounce back after a tough loss on Wednesday.
Okay, so you have a game both tonight and tomorrow night at home.
Yep.
Okay, and the Star Wars night is tonight, right?
Tomorrow.
It is tomorrow night. Okay, and what kind of things go on during that? Kids will love that.
Yeah, so we'll actually have some Star Wars characters at the game on the concourse and stuff. We'll have some Star Wars Comets merchandise available in the team store. Cool dashboard show. So that'll be a lot of fun. So that'll be tomorrow at 6 p.m.
All right. Listen, it's going to be cold outside. It'll feel really warm inside. I don't care where you are at the Adirondack Bank Center. All right, Joe. Go Comets. Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great weekend, and that Star Wars night will be pretty cool.
That is kind of cool. Who would be the Darth Vader or the Luke Skywalker of the Utica Comets? The goalie's got to be the Darth Vader. I wonder, are they going to dress him up like? I think I
would make whoever the opposing goalie is the Darth Vader. They take him out.
Oh, okay.
Right, that's what you got to do.
I am your netminder.
And if they could get his arm cut off, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
Not sure they're going to be able to do that.
Instead of laser swords, laser sticks.
Yeah.
That'll be.
Where's Greg
call
Morton?
in and criticize me? Look at you guys. This is crazy stuff.
Where's comedian Greg Morton when you need him? It's like with the sound effects from Star Wars and all of that. Boop, boop, boop. That was terrible. Yours was good. People of all ages can get some pain in the knees and hips and back, and it can very well be from your feet. And Mark Butler has actually been to the Good Feet store.
I have.
Arch support specialist. You get a free, no obligation, personalized fitting. And all that pain you've been having could very well be something as simple as the way you walk. And did you use their shoes or your own shoes?
I used my own shoes.
And they give you the inserts. There are three different inserts.
Right.
Which is a three-step system.
In fact, I have them in right here, right
now. He's wearing them right now as we speak.
It's like my feet don't even touch the ground when I walk.
Are you wearing the relaxers, the maintainers, or the strengtheners?
Strengtheners.
So you start with the strengtheners, then you go to the maintainers, and then the relaxers.
Those are in my slippers.
Okay, I like it. It's you found a way to make it easy.
That's right.
The Good Feet store. Walk right in. No appointment needed. 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. Jimmy Faila this weekend at the Rome Capitol Theater. Tickets are on sale at romecapital.com. And he's on air with us coming up in a second. Also, earlier this morning, we spoke with Kristen Carney. She is a New York City comedian whose family's all from here. She actually graduated
Her
from here.
too, yeah.
Yeah, there's a big story on our website. You can check her out. She'll be opening the show tomorrow night. Jimmy is coming right up at WIBX.
Is your business the best at what you do? Then you should be a Central New York's industry ace. Our industry aces are made up of the best businesses in the region, and we'll help you tell your story to thousands of consumers in the Mohawk Valley. With a combination of on-air and online testimonial commercials, along with targeted social media ads that are guaranteed to reach the consumers you want to be talking to. And best of all, these messages are coming directly from you. Interested in learning more? Contact Megan Powers at 315-768-9500.
The President's Day sale is on at Mattress Express. Save up to $1,350 on New York State's largest selection from New York State's largest specialty bedding retailer. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Tallman's Tire and Auto Service, family owned and operated since 1980. Tallman's is proud to provide trusted professional auto care to our community. From brake repairs and New York State inspections to check engine light diagnostic to four-wheel alignments, Tallman's Tire and Auto Service accept all aftermarket warranties, and they specialize in fleet vehicles, accepting all fleet maintenance programs. When your vehicle needs attention, you can count on them to get you back on the road quickly and safely. Save time and money. Schedule your appointment today at tallmanstire.com.
It all began in 1985 with a single goal, a commitment to brighten our community. And with your kindness, that light grew brighter. Because for 40 years, you've helped Food Bank of Central New York deliver healthy food and hope. But that need continues to grow. So this year, please consider giving a little extra and make sure the light we shine together never goes out.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Ben Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G coverage. What? Franklin wasn't even a president. Hang on to those Benjamins. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, to switch to an American wireless company that's truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
We'll admit, we've already thrown in the towel on the New Year's resolution.
But one healthy new habit we're sticking with is Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to help protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now at your local GNC.
Extreme cold warning, 4 a.m. Saturday through 1 p.m. Sunday. Increasing clouds today, chance of snow late this afternoon and tonight. 2 to 4 inches expected, upper 20s, low near 2. Dangerously cold this weekend with single-digit highs and wind chills as low as 25 to 30 below. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
Okay, let's see. We have a bunch of comments we're going to get to coming up in a second.
You're going to upset Ja Wick, you know.
Oh, he wants him right now?
Yeah, he's basically accusing you of constantly teasing that we'll get to the YouTube comments and then not actually getting to them.
Why say you're going to get to the YouTube comments? You're never going to get to them. Seattle is going to take them to school. I hope you're right. Revenge. Why do I hear three voices? Is the other guy in witness protection? Now, we have a camera that's down again today. So I wasn't able to fix it this morning. Now let's get to the comments on YouTube. LOL, Ja Wick. Tony Baloney, no chance. Boy, these are compelling comments. I'm telling you.
Is this why we skipped them?
I think there's more earlier that I'll try to get to coming up. Here is the man, the one and only Jimmy Faila.
Hot damn.
How we doing? Good morning.
We're fired up, man. This is T-minus, 24 hours and counting.
Yeah.
You get me out of this city and come rip it up in the Mohawk Valley. I'm pumped up for this, man.
Well, the one thing I got to tell you is the city is a disaster, from what I'm told. A disaster right now.
With garbage and snow.
I don't know as much about the garbage, although there's a New York Post story about Mondami and around the mansion. But it's the snow that they can't. This is so abnormal because it's so cold still. Snow everywhere. At least you're going to come up here. There's snow everywhere, but we know what to do with it, and you can walk on a sidewalk.
Yeah, I'll give you that. No, this place, forget. The snow's bad. The garbage is actually worse. Like, Mondani's he's left so much garbage on the street, the rats are on Ozempic. Like, it's bad. How much leftover pizza can these poor guys eat? It's not good. But, yeah, the city is a mess, and it's, it's always good to go on a field trip. I'm excited to get out of town, man. We got to go ahead.
Jimmy, it's good you bring a little sanity to the program. It's like a liberal love fest here with Keeler.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Gonna shut his mic off. I don't even need him to talk. Do I need him to talk? I don't.
Well,
he
no,
forgets.
I
He forgets. He forgets.
Yeah.
He's not on the Mark Butler show. He hasn't figured that out yet.
Well, I was up in the air on this because I was told Keeler might not make the gig because he's storming a church with Don Lemon.
That is true. That is true. But I promised to bring Don Lemon in along with we'll have to help Mark in. I don't know if he can actually make it in. We'll get a wheelchair for him, but for God's sakes, don't piss me off. I'm just telling you.
No, I know. I get it. Listen. You get worked up. It's good. It's good that people are passionate about things. It's
to the point now where there's passion. Like and we had this happen before. There were literally people calling and saying that Jimmy Faila, I will never go to another show at the Capitol if you're bringing him in. Well, listen, guess what? It sells tickets. It loads the place up. It's a great show. People love it, and but it's this passion that has turned into anger more than passion, or passionate anger. I don't know what it is.
But I don't know why anybody would be mad about me. Like, the only person I'm a threat to is myself. Like, have you seen me? Like, have you seen me on TV lately? I'm the reason people think men can get pregnant. It's like they're chasing me through the lobby with an Ozempic needle right now at Fox. Every time I walk in the door, they're like, "Get him!" And I got to outrun this friggin' thing.
It is. But, it's listen. There's so much good food. That's the problem. It's so hard. It's in fact, I will tell you. Your friend here that created the belt for you is planning to create another one because he said he felt like that you might need it. Now, I'm not saying that, but he said you said that. So
wow, Phil.
Yeah.
Coming right at him.
Phil, yes. So
I remember Phil. I have his belt. I have a section of his belt hanging up in my office. I have the belt as a whole, but I have a section. I don't know why I came with a separate piece, but it's actually hanging up in my office.
That's
Fox. I'll take a picture and show you guys tomorrow.
You should definitely do that.
Jimmy, I'll remind you why when I see you. I don't want to say it on
he made the belt. He made it to match your boots. I believe.
I remember.
Yeah.
No, I'm well aware. Yeah. And it was much appreciated. You guys always gift me all kinds of wacky stuff. It makes for a great car ride back. Last time I got pulled over for driving under the influence of maple syrup.
It is the food up here too. I mean, listen, you're in the city where it's the greatest food in the world. But you come up here, you don't expect to get great food and great Italian food, but you do. It's so good up here.
It's the best. I didn't know that. That's like the secret sauce to that whole area. Is all of the things. I'd never eaten greens before. Do you know I now cook greens on Sunday for my family? I learned that from you guys.
That's so good.
They are a Lincoln fan favorite.
Yeah.
And if anyone listening needs to drop like 10 pounds in a hurry, throw some hot cherry peppers in oil, saute some escarole. You, my friend, going to be down 7 or 8 pounds by the morning.
I may be wrong, but I was trying to find this, that in the Utica, Rome area, I believe it is the highest, and I mean, we don't have, it's not even per capita, but when it comes to the purchase of escarole, more escarole is purchased in Utica and Rome, New York, than anywhere else in America, because we just make so much when it comes to greens. That's not a bad.
I love that,
Yeah.
but that's the difference. You guys lead the league in escarole. My city leads the league in weed. So we've both got that. We've got that green overlap, you know.
And what is it with the smell of it? It doesn't smell like normal marijuana. It smells different today. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, in New York, that's because half of what you're smelling is pee. Unfortunately,
it's mixing.
It's not pure marijuana.
Yes,
it's a different animal.
Talk, if you would, about Kristen Carney coming up.
Well, here's the thing about Kristen Carney. I met her at a taping of Fox News Saturday night. And she told me she's a really good comic. She's friends with Allie Breen, who's another really good girl comic I know. And I've seen Kristen stuff. I've never worked with her. I've only seen her act. And she's great. And so she had mentioned to me in a bar, she's like, oh, I saw you going up to Utica. You know, my dad's from up there. He's kind of a fan of yours. And I was like, oh, dude, you got to open the show. And, you know, that's literally how things work in my life. They're very fluid. So Kristen's on the bill, and she's going to kill. It's kind of a home game, you know, because her family's from up there. So she knows the area well. So you're getting a little bit of a homecoming show. You get, you know, to see Kristen, who's on the way up in life, and me, who is probably on the way down.
Oh, yeah.
I've been a hot mess this week.
Jimmy, that's not what the scale says. You're going up and up, my man.
That's enough out of you.
Listen, the other part that's very interesting about her is she talks about being bullied in school, and she was a tomboy, and then you look at her press photo, and I'm like, I don't know how that could possibly be. She's beautiful.
You look at her press photo. In a best case scenario, you could hire her to bully you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I get what you're trying to say. I'll land this plane for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, that's the funny thing about comedy is so much of our life experience shapes what we wind up talking about on stage, and she's very unique in that way. And it's fun. I mean, I'm telling you, this is a balls to the wall show. That's my favorite thing about coming back up there is it's like you're like a comic Marco Polo. You know, Marco Polo would like return from the Orient with all these new discoveries.
Yes.
So every time I come up to Utica, you know, you get to open with like 30 minutes of what's happened since the last time we saw each other. And a lot has happened.
Oh, my God. It's unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
Like, I swear, by the time we get done with this conversation, there will be 5 new things that you're going to have to add to the show tomorrow night. This news cycle moves so very quickly. The things that for those who've not seen you on a show in the audience, have not seen you, there's a point of the show where you really just answer questions, because a lot of people have questions. What's going on behind the scenes at Fox News Channel, and I think you love that part of it when they have questions.
It's my favorite part of the show because I can, I kind of blame it on the alcohol. I'm like, I shouldn't tell you this, but ask me anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not, and we literally, anything you want to know about me, Fox, whatever, if I know the answer, I'll give it to you. If I don't, I'll tell you a joke. But it moves so fast, and I'm always interested to see like what people want to know. You know what I'm saying? That's always the most interesting thing to me is, you watch this channel, you see all these people. What is it that pops about it that you're curious about? And I will tell you, it's always something I didn't expect coming. I didn't mention this, but last time I was doing a meet and greet, right? This was in Montana, okay? And all of a sudden I felt this massive, like paw print on my right butt cheek. And into my ear, I hear a guy whisper, I just got to know what a TV ass feels like. I'm not kidding.
Oh,
and I go, well, I'm sorry if it wasn't the one you've been fantasizing about all these years. And he goes, no, it was. Oh, man.
That is unbelievable. That's the other part is everybody's asking, is there going to be a meet and greet? Will there be a meet and greet? And the answer to that is after every show, you stay out there as long as it takes. You sign, you take pictures. I mean, I don't know of any other comedian that does that, what you do. So people can look forward to that after the show.
Yeah, listen, man, this is my home station. Like, I've been with you guys as long as any station that airs my show. I've been to your market more than any station that airs my show.
Yes.
And it's crazy because I'm on WOR in New York City. I've done more events with you than I've done with WOR.
That's, listen, we appreciate it. We love it when you come up. We cannot wait for tomorrow night. Safe travels. You need anything, we're here, and can't wait for tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at the Rome Capitol Theater.
Let's get them.
All
See you
right.
guys there.
Thanks so
Rock
much.
and roll.
Later, man.
The man, Jimmy Faila. Go to RomeCapital.com for tickets. And Ricky Z, the Steve Greenberg Mazda New Year Mazda sales event is back. Save on a new Mazda lease. Enjoy 1.9% APR financing on 2025 Mazda CX-5s, 0.9% on turbo models, 0.9% on 2025 Mazda CX-50s, 1.9% on hybrids. It's Steve Greenberg Mazda, Commercial Drive, Yorkville.
From the WB Payne Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.